everybody, and welcome to Mosport International Speedway and Mosport Speedway Thunder. I'm Glenn Budd, and along with me is Jim Martin to call all the race action. Tonight we have the Thunder cars, the street stocks, late model sportsmen, and the super late models. The first heat is on the track right now, and it's the Thunder cars, so let's go to Jim.
Down the back straightaway for the first race of the evening here at Mosport International Speedway tonight. It's Snap-on Tools night, and we've got a retirement already. The number 55 machine, shared by John Smith and Fred Travis down the pit lane, smoking badly as it goes down and into the pits. The race leader down the front straightaway, followed by the balance of the field for our first Thunder car heat of the night tonight. 10 laps all together, and we have completed 2 so far. The race leader is Ken Perrier, the Oshawa native, in the white number 9 machine, sponsored by CMS down the back straightaway. If you look real close when he comes down the front straight here, take a look inside the passenger side window, and taped to the door frame in there is the Tasmanian Devil. Ken Perrier has a navigator down the front straightaway, the little doll in the side of the car. Ken Perrier and company is our race leaders. 3 laps down now. Running in second place, driving the 03, is Jim Remington tonight. Rob LeBlanc and Jim Remington again sharing that ride. A number of drivers at Mosport International Speedway share the ride, share the cost, and hopefully everybody gets a little bit of racing under their belt. Running in second place now, Jim Remington, the 03 car out of Pontypool, the Kevin Avery Remax, Kawartha Cathouse and Transmission Place sponsored 03 car, trying to reel in Ken Perrier, our race leader. The race now for third spot. Kim Powers in the 31 machine to the outside. Dave Crowther drives high and puts the nose of the 32 car out front. Kim with the advantage as far as the race line into quarter number 3, though. Keeps the 31 and 32 machines side by side through quarter number 4. Kim with a slight advantage down the front straightaway. Kim Powers, Dave Crowther has her at the line and will be marked down officially as running in third place for that lap. 5 laps have been completed. They're halfway to the finish of our first heat race here at Mosport. Running in third now, the 32 machine is Dave Crowther. Right in behind Dave, sneaking into the picture of number 5 with a for sale sign on the side of it, Richie Minette. Richie Minette runs in fourth, right in behind Dave Crowther, and right behind Richie Minette in the 94 machine is Paul Waldstein from Whitby. Paul Waldstein in the CanStaff sponsored car runs right in behind Richie Minette and will try to follow him through into third place. Richie gets by the third place Dave Crowther car, moves into that third spot down the back straightaway. It's Minette, Crowther, and Waldstein moving into the picture as well. Down the front straightaway, here comes a race later, and Jim Remington is right out against the wall as he tries to make a nice smooth line out of turn number 4 to gain some ground on the leader. Remington dives down beside the number 9 car, but can't quite carry the speed through quarter number 1 now. Down the back straightaway, half a car length separates Jim Remington and Ken Perrier, who's trying to hold on to that first spot in the white number 9 car, who gets a little tap from behind. Jim Remington lets him know that he's coming through. 2 laps remain now. Remington to the high side. Perrier down the inside on the front straightaway into quarter number 1. They're side by side. Ken Perrier with the advantage as far as the line, but as far as racing machinery, it looks as though Jim Remington's 03 car might be a little bit quicker. Down the back straightaway, they run side by side again. Ken Perrier with a advantageous line through quarter number 3. The inside usually is the quicker of the 2. Jimmy Remington right out against the wall once again, has to back out of it to avoid contact. Jim Remington doing everything he can to catch up the race leader. There is 1 lap to go. Can Ken Perrier hold on for 1 more? 3 more corners. He's in quarter 2 now. 2 car lengths separate first and second place. It's Ken Perrier, Jim Remington. Third place is Richie Minette. Paul Waldstein runs in fourth. Fifth place now is Dave Crowther. Down the front straightaway, the sprint to the checkered flag. Remington gets it sideways, but he won't catch him. The race winner is Ken Perrier. Remington finishes in second place. Third will go to Richie Minette as the first race of the evening comes to a close here at Mosport International Speedway. Snap-on Tools night. The 10-lap Thunder car heat number 1 is in the books, and the race winner is Ken Perrier.
Van and Truck World, providers of a wide range of light truck and van accessories, serving the Durham area with 3 convenient locations. In Oshawa at 1670 Simcoe Street North, in Pickering at 1050 Brock Road, and in Scarborough at 1498 Midland Avenue. Van and Truck World.
The lights are off in the pace cars. We get ready for Thunder Car Heat number 2 here at Mosport International Speedway. Snap-on Tools Night continues on the front row. We have the number 2 machine of Dan Robinson. Robinson out of Scarborough in the Prigan Automotive Newmarket Iron sponsored car. Beside him driving the number 44 machine out of Oakwood, Ontario's Don Coppins. Don sponsored by First Line Racing Products as well as John Coppins Auto Body and Towing. I would imagine there's a relationship there. The green flag comes out. Here comes Dan Robinson down the front straightaway, and our second heat of the night's underway. Dan Robinson, John Coppins, Robin McNevin, the 91 machine falls into 3rd place, but he's got a big challenge to the inside by Kyle Plasik. Driving the 52 machine gets it a little sideways, and Robin McNevin holds on to that 3rd spot. Dan Robinson as our race leader into corner number 3. It gets a little grayer and a little hazier as we go through the evening, and I don't know whether it's going to rain, but boy, oh boy, we got people looking for something to cover themselves. We could have some drops in the air already. Dan Robinson is our race leader. If it does rain, we'll find out. We'll just look for the yellow flag because that means that we're going to hold this one up for a while. Dan Robinson drives the field down the back straightaway. He's got a 4-car advantage over Don Coppins. Robin McNevin in the 91 car. The Engine Tech Lakefront Tire and Midas-sponsored McNevin machine runs in 3rd spot. Running in 4th now is car number 95, Terry Tomset. The yellow flag stands at the ready. We've got cars sideways in the middle of corner number 4. That's Vic Manette who holds on. The 3 of Ken Donaldson drove way down low to avoid him, and fortunately, everybody managed to hold on to the machinery underneath him, and we got away with that one. The yellow flag still stands at the ready. The umbrellas start to come out here at Mosport. Dan Robinson is our race leader at the present time through 3 as everybody slows in corner 4. We're under yellow. Robinson gets the car sideways as everybody else does. It's raining in corner 4 if nowhere else. We've got all sorts of cars sideways as Vic Manette gets it sideways. The number 1 machine of Gary Young gets on all crossed up over there as well. We're under yellow. The rain flag is out, unfortunately. It's raining here at Mosport.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by Van Hemmen Tires and Sales, dealers for Hoosier and General Tire. Serving the Durham region for over 25 years with great pride towards customer service. Located at 317 Hopkins Street in Whitby, or call 666-2121 for more information.
Welcome back to Mosport Speedway Thunder. We endured a little bit of a rain today, and I have Ken Perria here with me, the winner of the first heat for the Thunder cars, and you just barely made it. Take a look at this tire. This was just on the verge of going away from the number 9 car, but you managed to get through and take that heat win. Congratulations.
Thanks, Glenn. That's the kind of racing luck you can't buy. 2 more laps, I'd have had a big problem out there.
But you got to go get this changed now and then head back out for your second heat a little bit later, so I'll let you go.
Right on. Thanks a lot.
Okay, that's Ken Perria. Let's go up to Jim Martin.
Again at Mosport. Dan Robinson is our race leader at the restart. Robinson begins to stretch out his advantage over Don Coppins. Now 3rd place belongs rather to Robin McNevin. Behind Robin is Ken Donaldson, the white number 3 car, and running in 5th place right now is the 95 of Terry Tomset. Dan Robinson out of Scarborough driving the green number 2 machine, the Prigan Automotive Newmarket Iron and California Custom Cleaning sponsored car, is our race leader. And what once again, we've got somebody pulling in along pit lane. The number 1 machine of Gary Young from Ajax, the Any Graphics Lettering, Durham Rescue Towing, and J.P. Larkin and Son salvage sponsor car. The 1 car in along pit lane, and it looks as though he'll duck into the pits. Dan Robinson. Don Coppins runs in second spot. The challenge now, side by side. Here comes Ken Donaldson. The white number 3 machine down the front straightaway takes over third spot. Fourth now belongs to the 91 of Robin McNevin out of Oshawa. The red, blue, and black 91 car now runs in fourth. Behind him, Terry Tom Sett. The machine on the go, driving in third place right now, is the number 3 of Ken Donaldson as he begins to hunt down Don Coppins. Coppins in the black number 44, the First Line Racing Products. John Coppins Auto Body and Custom Sheet Metal sponsored car now drives to the outside of corner number 1 as Ken Donaldson tries to get inside of him in corner number 1. Doesn't manage to do it just there. Through corner number 2 now, it's Donaldson up beside him. The 3 machine with a little better jump out of corner number 2 gets up beside Don Coppins. Can he get him in corner number 3? Coppins and Donaldson, the best race of the night so far. The battle for second place on the racetrack. Donaldson with a slight advantage will cross the line first and be scored as second place, even though he still runs door handle to door handle with Don Coppins. Donaldson and Coppins run side by side. Coppins slides a little sideways. Ken Donaldson runs alone by himself in second. The race leader now through corner number 3 and into corner number 4 down the front straightaway once again. This will be lap number 7 he'll be completing. Lap number 7 now. 3 to go for Dan Robinson into corner number 1 all by himself. Dan Robinson's green number 3 machine with about an 8 car length advantage over the balance of the field. The order now, as they come by, they'll get the signal for 2 laps to go. With 2 laps to go when he crosses the start-finish line, it'll be Dan Robinson. Ken Donaldson in the white number 3 car. The 44 of Don Coppins runs third. Further back through the field, it's still Robin McNevin in fourth. Terry Tom Sett fifth. Trevor Veach in the red and white number 75 car slides it out of turn number 4, and he currently runs in 6th place on the racetrack. 2 laps to go. There are 2 laps remaining. Dan Robinson, our race leader, currently 4th in the standings with 390 points overall. Begins to pick off some of the back markers as the white flag comes out. Craig Chan in the Treadman-sponsored number 19 car drives to the inside, sees the race leader coming by, and will drive down low and let them go by. The number 1 machine of Gary Young is back out on the racetrack, but he's moving slowly down the straightaway as the race leader, Craig Chen, Ken Donaldson, all will get by him over there. He's going to drive it into the pit lane. The number 1 car is now officially retired. The checkered flag comes up as he comes through corner number 4 down the front straightaway. Our race winner, heat number 2, finally, after the big rain delay, the number 2 machine of Dan Robinson. Stan and Ollie Robinson, the sponsors of that car, as well as competitive brake and exhaust, dynamic shaft, and others. The green number 2 machine is our race winner as we finally get Thundercar heat number 2 into the books here at Mosport after a rain delay of approximately an hour and a half. We'll be back with more racing. The street stocks will be up for a 10-lap heat race in just a moment here at Mosport.
Going down till the sun comes up. 39 of mine. Better walk the line. So you better think twice. Better think twice. Every time that you walk in the room.
We're proud to be the number 1 Durham radio station. Durham's new Country FM KX96.
We're getting ready for our first street stock heat race. 10 laps altogether on the front row. Phil Ross in car number 57 lines up beside the blue and white number 18 of Glenn Fricker down the front straightaway. The green flag comes out. Phil Ross is our leader going into turn number 1. Phil Ross, not exactly a regular here at Mosport, but not a rookie either. Phil Ross has been here once or twice before. Runs in first place as they drive down the back straightaway for the first time in our street stock heat race tonight. Phil Ross leading the red 24 of Andy Warbutton. Glenn Fricker drives side by side with him out of turn number 4, and behind that group in car number 6 is Scott Harrison tonight. The 6 machine, sponsored by Harrison Auto Center and N-Tech Racing, is shared as often as not. They almost take turns. It's Scott Harrison's turn tonight. Scott Douglas Drove the white number 6 car last weekend here at Mosport. Scott Harrison's turn tonight. Currently drives in 4th place out of corner number 4 and down the front straightaway. Still Phil Ross, Andy Warbutton, Glenn Fricker, Scott Harrison, and then the 71 of Derek Henderson running in 5th spot. Behind Derek is the number 10. Or excuse me, the number 40 car. The number 10 car is the white Royce Jones car. The red number 40 machine of Owen Smith. As darkness sets here, the lights have come on, and from time to time picking out the numbers is a little difficult. It is the number 40 car over there that currently runs in 7th place on the racetrack, just in behind the blue number 22 of Graham Brown. The race leader, though, being challenged from behind. Here comes Andy Warbutton up beside Phil Ross. Warbutton and Ross drive side by side through corner number 4. Glenn Fricker right in behind. Door handle to door handle down the front straightaway. Phil Ross holds him off for the time being. Andy Warbutton with the advantage into corner number 1. Warbutton with the inside line on the racetrack, which has a tendency to be the quicker of the lines around here at Mosport. Currently pulls the 24 car out front. Andy Warbutton with a front bumper length advantage into corner number 3. Ross fights it back through corner number 4, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to it. Half a car length now for Andy Warbutton. He is the race leader at 5 laps. 5 laps have been completed as they start to sneak up on some back markers. Phil Ross drives in 2nd place behind Andy Warbutton. As the 12 of Richard Merkley, the BNC Towing Dales Auto Center car, drives to the inside, lets the race leaders go by. It's Andy Warbutton, Phil Ross, Glenn Fricker. Derek Henderson runs in 4th spot. Now running in 5th place is the blue 22 of Graham Brown, and right behind Graham is Scott Harrison from Oxbridge. The top 6 cars not really running with more than a car length between them, the exception perhaps being 3rd to 4th now, as Glenn Fricker has about 3 car lengths advantage over Derek Henderson. Glenn Fricker in 3rd, Henderson in 4th. 5th place is still Graham Brown, and right behind Graham is the number 6 car of Scott Harrison. Then Bob Kish, the 40 of Owen Smith, and behind them Dennis Millett from Fort Perry, the Trust Transport number 47 car, rounding out the top 10. One of the better battles out on the racetrack, the battle for 4th place right now, as Graham Brown's blue number 22 car gets into the dirt, trying to find a smoother line through corner number 4, right on the back bumper of Derek Henderson's red and white 71 car. The carriage collision and custom automotive services 71 machine of Derek Henderson under pressure from behind down that straightaway into corner number 3. The battle for 4th place now. Henderson and Graham Brown run nose to tail through corner number 4 as they follow the leaders down the front straightaway. Henderson trying to stay to the inside into corner number 1. If Graham Brown's going to get by him, Derek's going to do the best he can to make sure that he drives around the high side of the racetrack. He's not going to do it the easy way. The white flag comes out. There is 1 lap to go. 2 more corners is all for our race leader, Andy Warbutton. Phil Ross runs in 2nd place. 3rd is Glenn Fricker. Here they come down the start-finish line. The checkered flag comes out. Warbutton wins. Phil Ross is 2nd. Glenn Fricker 3rd. And Derek Henderson holds on for 4th place just in front of Graham Brown. It's Snap-on Tools night here at
Second
Mosport.
Thunder car heat went to Dan Robinson, the number 2 car. Congratulations on the heat, but first of all, just want to know, because of the rain delay we had, how's the track conditions right now?
Oh, it was really slippery out there. It's kind of like when you first get up here at the beginning of the day. You know, if there's been rain on the track, it was like a skating rink. It would really been hard for the guys that were further behind me to try to do any passing, because you would have trouble getting too high on it.
But you started at the pole of that heat, so it wasn't too bad for yourself.
No, it was actually great. But like I said, I wouldn't want to be starting 2nd or 3rd or anywhere else, because you know, it was just the luck that I was out in front, and whoever was in front most likely would have stayed.
Right, well, good job. Congratulations on the heat win, and we'll see what happens as far as the track changing yet some more for the feature.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be different when we go back out. It can't be any worse than it was that time. I'd just like to thank California Custom Cleaning and Scribner. Well, I'm losing it tonight. I'd like to.
You're so overwhelmed with another heat win.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Okay, well, good job. All right, we'll see you in the feature. Let's go back up to Jim Martin.
We're getting ready for the next of our heat races tonight. 10 laps again, this time for the sportsman class here at Mosport International Speedway. It's Snap-on Tools night, and we'd like to welcome all the various Snap-on Tools distributors and friends and family who've come out to join us at Mosport. Thanks for coming to join us. We'd also like to remind you here at Mosport, next weekend is going to be a real big weekend. It's the Chrysler Mosport 500 weekend, featuring the IMSA cars. The World Sports Car Machinery will come out to join us. As well, on the Saturday night, we also have Atlanta Miles in concert. So if you get a chance, make sure you join us for the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of the Chrysler Mosport 500 weekend at the road circuit next door. On the front row of this field, we have in the car number 90 from Keswick, Ed Beatty in the Bose Limited Conifer Farms and Palmer Sandblasting sponsored car. The black 90 car is our pole sitter. Beside him in the 47, it's the Trust Transport sponsored Joe Millette car out of Hampton, Ontario. The green flag falls and the leaders come down the start-finish line. Joe Millette, Ed Beatty run 1 and 2. In behind them, the blue number 31X car is Mike Horton. Beside Mike and falling back just a little bit, the number 1 machine is Joe Seff, who was a winner here last weekend here at Mosport. The number 1 machine drives right up beside Mike Horton side by side as that battle for third place continues. Seff looks down the inside as Horton tries not to give him too much running room over there if he possibly can. And Mike Horton begins to pull away from Joe Seff just a little bit this time around. Horton slides through corner number 1, doesn't find any advantages driving quite as hard into that corner, but he seems to have lots of speed in a straight line. Mike Horton drives to the inside of Ed Beatty now. The 31X car of Mike Horton, who hauls all the way from Dunville, the other side of Hamilton, every week to join us here at Mosport, challenges for second and steals the spot away from Ed Beatty. Mike Horton in the Mustang Saloon and Castrol Oil sponsored 31 car, and we've got a spin over in corner number 1 as Joe Seff goes around. The number 1 machine spins over in corner number 1 and continues. We are still green. The race leader into corner number 1 and now 2. As this time around, Mike Horton gets the car sideways and does everything but loop it. Mike Horton does a great job to hold on to it, but loses all sorts of ground as the race leaders continue to circulate. Now at 3 laps completed, the 47 car of Joe Millette is our race leader.
Street stock heat winner, Andy Warburton. It's the rain delay. What can I say? Congratulations.
Well, thanks very much. The track is still very slippery out there. It's kind of a 1-lane track right now, but it was drying even towards the end of our heat, so I think by feature time we should have a full 2 lanes and passing lanes for racing tonight, so it should be good still.
Okay, good luck the rest of the night.
Thanks kindly.
That's Andy Warburton. Let's go back to Jim Martin.
Down the front, or back straightaway once again, Joe Millette in the Trust Transport sponsored 47 car, and I was just mentioning that apparently the 47 machine has picked up some new sponsorship. Performance Racing News on the front and back of that car going down the start-finish line. Joe Millette with the Performance Racing News Trust Transport sponsored 47 machine is our race leader. Ed Beatty runs in second place now. The 90 car runs in second. And way back now with the problems of Joe Seff that we've seen out on the racetrack, and Mike Horton as well over in corner number 1, both finding the driving a little treacherous through the first turn here at Mosport tonight, have fallen back to 4th and 5th place. Running in 3rd is the 27 of Frank Botto. The Frank's Auto Service, Molson and Carriage Collision sponsored 27 car runs in 3rd place now. The field pretty well stretched out. 7 laps have been completed. There are 3 to go. This is again a heat race as we prepare for our features later on tonight. The first of the heat races for the sportsman class here at Mosport. 2 laps to go as Joe Millette goes down the start-finish line. Snap-on Tools night here at Mosport continues. 2 laps to go for the sportsmen in their first heat of the night. Joe Millette, Ed Beatty. Frank Botto runs in 3rd place. Way back in 4th spot, and this is where there should be a race developing over the next couple laps. Watch out for the 31X car and the 1 machine right behind him. Both are perhaps two of the quicker cars on the racetrack as the race leader goes down the start-finish line. At the exit of quarter 4 now, it's Mike Horton and Joe Seff running nose to tail down the start-finish line. Joe Millette is our race leader. Into corner number 3 once again. Ed Beatty in the 90 car runs in second spot, and he's not going to be able to catch him. The checkered flag stands at the ready. Joe Millette is our race winner. Millette wins. Beatty finishes second. Third, and a distant third will go to Frank Fotto. Fourth place, Mike Horton, who did such a great job over in corner number 2. Joe Seff with a spin still manages to finish 5th at Mosport tonight. Machine goes up in smoke in the front straightaway.
After all the smoke has cleared, find out what happened in the latest issue of Performance Racing News. Each issue contains 2 sections, both filled with in-depth articles from international road racing to your local racing heroes. For more information, call 1-800-667-7223. Roy Nichols Motors, serving Durham since 1922. Dealers of Chevrolet, Oldsmobile, and Geo automobiles. Inquire about the good wrench service and free shuttle services. Step into the showroom located in Curtis, just east of Oshawa on Highway 2. Call 436-2222.
We just concluded a late model sportsman heat, and Joe Millette, the number 47 car, new into the late model sportsman this year, and congratulations, that's your first win in late model sportsman.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been a rough year so far. It's our first win, and it's quite interesting. It's a lot faster than the street stock division where I come up from, and but we're getting there, slow but sure.
Is it just a matter of you learning the fact that you've got a whole lot more on a car to adjust and play with?
Exactly. There's so many things to adjust on these cars that you turn something a quarter of an inch and it just throws the car right out. But we're getting there. We'll figure it out before the year's out.
Well, you're doing a good job so far, and the car looks very nice, by the way, I might add, and Dennis is doing a good job in street stock, so just keep it up.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, Joe Millette, the number 47 in late model sportsmen. We've got super late models on the track, so Jim, let's go up to you.
Here we go, we're racing once again. This is our late model, our super late models here at Mosport International Speedway, heat number 1. Out front, Dwight Brown is our race leader. Down the back straightaway, Brown, and right in behind him is Jeff Hanley. Jeff Hanley runs in 3rd spot. 4th spot in, we've got people into people down there. We've got a car spinning around in corner number 4, and we're yellow. The 99 machine, which joined at the last minute, spins in turn number 4 and brings out a yellow. As Jeff Hanley saw the spin, he slowed down, and Stu Robinson crunched the back corner of the number 70 car. So we have a spin right off the bat as Roy Passer from Lefroy gets out on the track at the last minute. The tires are a little damp because he came down the pit lane, spun the car, and brought out a yellow. The 99 car comes to a halt in the middle of the pit lane where yellow will make sure everybody's in the right order, and we'll be back racing in just a minute from Mosport International Speedway.
Skylight Donuts, serving your community with locally owned and operated drive-through coffee and donut shops, with 3 locations in the Bowmanville area, including our location at Waverly and Baseline. So stop in and see us on your way to the Mosport International Speedway. For more information of the closest location near you, telephone 623-0230. Skylight Donuts.
Down the back straightaway, we've got a lap into the books already. The super late models here at Mosport International Speedway. Driving in first place right now, Stu Robinson from Holland Landing in the Mach 1 Trucking Levine Truck Lines and Jamco Trailer sponsored car. The 63 machine leads. And behind him, the white number 70 car of Jeff Hadley from Georgetown drives into 2nd spot. Beside him, the red 21 car of Dwight Brown. They run 1, 2, and 3 into corner number 3 here at Mosport. The 22 of Rob Milwane dives in beside Dwight Brown. The two red cars run side by side. The two white ones are side by side. Door handle to door handle into corner number 1. Jeff Hanley takes over first place. Stu Robinson falls to second, and now it looks as though he may be third as well, as Rob Milwane charges into second spot. Rob Milwane runs in second now. The 22 machine right in behind Jeff Hanley's slightly wrinkled number 70 car. The Midas and Quaker State-sponsored 70 car. We've got a car on fire out on the racetrack. The 93 car. You can see the flame underneath the hood, slows down, and everybody gets by him. The 93 of Joe Gonsalves. You can see the flame, or at least you could when he came down the front straightaway, drives the car into the pits. There is still flame underneath it. Joe Gonsalves brings the car in along pit lane. Joe is out of the car. The fire extinguisher's got to work immediately, as we are under yellow. The safety crew is on the way. Joe Gonsalves drives the car all the way around the racetrack, brings it into pit lane, and does a great job of that. There you can still see a little flame licking up from underneath the car over there. The fire extinguisher dust flies as they take care of the flames, which were readily apparent underneath the car when he came down the start-finish line. The ambulance is already on the way, and they're just going to give Joe the once-over. I don't think Joe was hurt at all. You could see the flames underneath there. Joe Gonsalves from Concord, Ontario, 6th in the point standing so far this year with 364. The Concord native, a regular here at Mosport International Speedway, usually up near the front as well. Originally, the car started out as a red car this season, and then it changed color scheme slightly. The red machine became a white one, but it was still a regular here, and he always ran well. Joe Gonsalves was in the top 5 when he came by the start-finish line just a moment ago. You could see flames underneath the car. He did a great job of driving it through corners 1 and 2. Brought it in through the back chute into the pit lane where there was a fire extinguisher standing by at the ready. The car being pushed out of harm's way now. I think the car is all right. Joe Gonsalves being checked over by the ambulance crew, and we'll find out a little bit more and pass it along as soon as we find out. We are under the yellow, the late model sportsman heat race number 1 here at Mosport.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is brought to you by Hammond Racing Fuels, official suppliers of racing fuels for Mosport International Speedway. For more information about the highest octane available for your race car, call 1-800-265-1732. Hammond Racing Fuels, proud sponsors of Mosport Speedway Thunder.
Jeff Hanley is our race leader. 5 laps have been completed, 5 are to go. Jeff Hanley in the white number 70 machine. Right in behind him is the 22 of Rob Milwane and Stu Robinson. And the white 63 car runs in third spot. The cars come down through corner number 4. They pick up the pace. The green flag is out. Hanley, our race leader. 5 laps are to go. 5 to go in the super late model heat number 1 here at Mosport as a field drives through corner number 1. It's still Hanley, Milwane. Now Al Thompson is snuck into third spot just in front of Stu Robinson, running in 5th place. The red number 21 belongs to Dwight Brown. The 89 is Reno Montanari down the front straightaway. It's still Jeff Hanley with this one pretty well in hand. Al Thompson and Stu Robinson run side by side through corner 1. Robinson trying to get that spot back. The battle for third place out on the racetrack, the best one so far. This time, right in behind, maybe half a car length separates third and fourth as Thompson and Robinson do battle for third. Jeff Hanley with 5 car lengths now on front.
Well, Joe, I think Mosport International Speedway has enough lighting without you putting on a light show on the back straight there. What happened, and are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm okay. I don't know what happened. I was going the front straightaway. The outside some flames to the windshield. I used coming from under the hood, so I decided to pull it in and infill and shut it down. I don't know what happened. I thought maybe it was probably a gas leak or something like that. We'll just put another carburetor on, so probably that's what happened.
So you think you're going to be okay for the feature?
Well, we're going to clean up the mess first on the fire extinguishers, then go over the car and try to make the picture.
Okay, well, we'll hope that you make it then.
Thank you.
Okay, that's Joe Gonzalez. Now back up to Jim.
Jeff Hanley, Rob Milwain, Al Thompson running in third. Fourth is Stu Robinson Jr. Dwight Brown runs in fifth. It's Reno Montanari in the red 89 car in sixth spot. The checkered flag comes out down the start-finish line. Jeff Hanley wins. The Sony-sponsored Milwain car runs in second spot. Third will go to Al Thompson. This one is in the books after a brief spin which started it all off. The 99 machine of Roy Passer, or excuse me, Nick Sinopoli, driving the 99 car. We started things off with a yellow flag and the spin off the bat. We had a car on fire in the middle of it, but eventually the winner was the 70 of Jeff Hanley. The smoke in the infield is, unfortunately, Joe Gonzalez's crew blowing some of the dust off of that car from the fire extinguishers. We don't have any more fire, not from that car, not just yet. We've got more racing to come from Mosport International Speedway in just a moment.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by the presenters of the Chrysler Mosport 500, a race-filled weekend at Mosport Park. See all your favorite IMSA races at Durham's fastest race weekend. For more information, call 905-513-0550. Chrysler Mosport 500.
The Thunder Cars take to the racetrack once again. This is Thunder Car Heat number 3 tonight. The Thunder Cars out on the track as the pace car dives into the pits from the back straightaway. The car is being given the white flag along the top of the wall into corner number 3 there. Leading the field this time around will be Richie Minette from Georgetown in the Sherway Temp Control and Timeless Treasure sponsored number 5 car with a for sale sign on it. Apparently Richie wants to go racing in a higher class next season, but first off needs to sell a race car if you're interested. Maybe Richie's the guy you need to talk to. Driving beside him, Ross Pettifer from Oshawa, the Precise Office Repair, Tenant Automotive and Fire Patrol sponsored 25 car runs second. Behind them, Sean Harney from Orono, the Easton Audio 24 machine runs in third spot. Fourth now belongs to the 94 of Paul Waldstein from Whitby. And right in behind that group is the 27. The 27 car being driven by Port Hope's Don Andrews. The Hutchins Cylinder Heads T&D Racing sponsored 27 car in the top 5. Into corner number 1, Richie Minette is all by himself. He's got a 4-car length lead over the second spot now. It's still Richie Minette, Ross Pettifer, Sean Hardy 1, 2, and 3. And then the battle begins for fourth place. Side by side, Don Andrews runs beside Paul Waldstein. Andrews in the blue and white 27 car drives the low line through corner number 3. Down the front straightaway, Richie Minette is our race leader. 2 laps have been completed. A big gaggle of cars. We've got 5, 6 cars in the hunt for second place on the racetrack behind Richie, though. The winner in that sweepstakes so far, the 25 of Ross Pettifer, Sean Hardy, runs in third. Don Andrews just gradually pulling out in front of Paul Waldstein down the back straightaway. Waldstein drives hard into corner number 3 and puts a nose of the 94 car out front. They are still side by side. Andrews and Waldstein at the exit of corner number 4. Some fluid coming out of the 27 car from the look of it. The 27 car at the exit of corner number 4 looks to be leaking some kind of fluid, and we've got the officials keeping an eye on that one. The 27 car slows. The 27 car slows on the back straightaway, and he knows he's got a problem. Apparently they were going to black flag him when he came by this time, but he knows there's something wrong with that car, and he's going to pull it into the pits as soon as he can. The 24 car gets sideways in front of the crowd. This one continues. The Thunder Cars at Mosport.
Jeff Hanley runs second in points in Super Late Model, but it was a heat win for you tonight, the first of the Super Late Models. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We built a new motor this week, did a couple changes. It seems to work pretty good.
You're going to be out in the late model sportsman car a few more times, perhaps that 5X you ran last week?
Yeah, we'll probably be out 2 or 3 more times before the end of the year.
All right, well, tonight it's Super Late Model, and you got some more to do, so I'll let you get back to the car.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's Jeff Hanley, the Super Late Model Heat winner. Now back to Jim.
Outside as he drops a wheel over there. We had a couple of cars come together over in corner number 4. Kim Powers was one of them. Rob LeBlanc drove through corner number 4 just a moment ago, dropped a wheel off the racetrack and into a puddle, and the subsequent water sprayed up on the track. Caught a couple of cars. Kim Powers, one of them, slid into a car which has come to a halt over there in corner number 2. I'm taking a quick look around the racetrack, and I think it might be the 24 of Sean Hardy from Orono. Sean Hardy's 24 car, I believe, is missing on the racetrack. Oh, it may be a 24 has gone by. It could be the 41 of Steve Martin, another dark-colored car over there. We'll have to wait for confirmation. Nonetheless, we've got the car over against the wall. The driver's obviously out taking another look at the vehicle over there. We've got a piece of a race car out on the front straightaway. I'm not sure what that is. The tow machinery is on the scene. We'd like to thank the folks from D&S for doing a great job for us. The cleanup crew is over in turn number 4 already. Kim Powers managed to lift the 31 car back into the pit area, and she's already had it looked at, and I'm not sure whether she will retire that machine. I think she will. However, we had a whole bunch of action just a moment ago as the 03 car came through the corner number 4 area, dropped a wheel off, got the car as sideways, as crossed up as I've ever seen a race car, and has seen anybody save it. A great piece of driving by Rob LeBlanc. Got the car straightened around, currently runs in 3rd place on the racetrack. Paul and Kim Powers sharing the ride, and it was Kim's turn to drive tonight. Currently 18th in the point standings, and it looks as though she may not pick up any more points this evening as the car is in the pits. Kim gets out of the race car, obviously not very happy with tonight's turn of events. We'll be back as soon as we go green with more from Mosport International Speedway tonight.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by Dale's Auto Center. For all your car's bumper-to-bumper mechanical service, stop by at the garage location at 1333 Thornton Road South, entrance from Terwilliger. Or if you don't have a car, drop in at Dale's Auto Center sales location at Ritson and Olive in Oshawa. Telephone 723-7787 for more information.
Welcome back to Mosport International Speedway Thunder, and believe me, it is a pleasure to have you back. We had a little bit of a problem here in the infield with our equipment, but we are back running once again, and we've got another heat on the track. The Thunder cars are getting set. One more lap and they'll be green, so let's go up to Jim Martin.
We're about to get our 4th heat for the Thunder cars underway. We had a little bit of fun there as one of the tow trucks, actually took down some of the cables for our local Rogers Cable 10 broadcast, but we got that all straightened around. And in case you missed it, Rich Jimenez won the last heat. We're about to get things underway, and Trevor Veach will lead the crowd down the front straightaway. The green flag comes out once again. Trevor Veach in the Toronto Sun TJT Racing sponsored 75 car is our race leader at the present time. Running in 2nd spot is Tim Peters. Tim from Coburg runs in 2nd. 3rd place is Ken Donaldson, but not for long. The white number 3 car drives in beside Tim Peters into corner number 3. Tim Peters and Ken Donaldson run side by side in behind that group. We've got the number 21 machine. The 21 car, usually shared by the Fulton family, Tim and Rob, currently drives in 5th place out on the racetrack. Just in front of them is car number 4. That's Vic Minette, the father of our last heat winner, Richie. Vic Minette, the number 4 driver out of Mississauga. And the Timeless Treasures, an Adelt Mechanical sponsored number 4 car, takes over the spot from Tim Peters. He runs in 3rd now. Trevor Veach down the start-finish line once again. Puts lap number 2 into the books officially. Trevor Veach is our race leader. 2nd place is Ken Donaldson. The 3 car runs in 2nd spot. I'm not sure whether it's a new addition to the car or not, but earlier on tonight I noticed he had the car is painted with all sorts of cartoon characters all over the side of it. The number 3 car has cartoon characters all over it, and I believe it has one of those cartoon mugs for one of the fast food joints glued to the hood of it now. So the number 3 car has a little bit of a mascot running on the hood. I believe it's a coyote on the glued on the hood of the number 3 car as he chases down Trevor Veach. Trevor currently standing 6th in the points as he tries to stay in front of Ken Donaldson and company. Veach, Donaldson nose to tail at the start-finish line and into corner number 1. Donaldson right on the back bumper, running in 3rd place now, the number 4 car of Vic Minette. 5th place is Tim Peters. Running in 5th spot, the green number 2 of Dan Robinson. Don Coppins runs in 6th. 7th is Rob Fulton. 8th place is the number 66 of Terry Shaw. A battle for 9th with a 78 machine of Sean Knapp in there, and we've got a new leader down the start-finish line. Ken Donaldson steals 1st place from Trevor Veach, or at least he tries to. Veach to the inside, Donaldson to the high side. Donaldson with a little more horsepower, a stick in corner number 2. Whichever, it's enough to put the 3 car out front. Ken Donaldson is our race leader. Running in 2nd is Trevor Veach. Vic Minette runs in 3rd spot.
Well, I'm not sure how much we might have caught of your heat, but nonetheless, Richie Minette is the heat winner from that last Thunder car heat. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. It feels good to be back up here again. I thought I'd never get another win. I owe this one to my daughter. I just had a daughter Monday, 5 days old, so I think she gave me the incentive to get up front and run up there.
Well, congratulations, but tell me something. How does it feel chasing Dad in the points?
He's never going to let me live it down. He can barely get his helmet on as it is now. It's good. I'm glad to see both of us running up there. He's had some rough times the year before, and it's good to see him running up front like that. I'm glad he's running so well.
Yeah, the number 4 and 5 cars are doing real good this year. Keep it up.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Richie Minette from the Thunder Cars. Jim, it's back to you.
Ken Donaldson's our race leader into turn number 3 once again. 7 laps have been completed this time around. They should see the double flags. 2 laps remain for Ken Donaldson. First in the standings for the Thunder Cars coming into tonight's action here at Mosport International Speedway. It's Snap-on Tools night tonight. The folks from Snap-on will be on hand to present all the trophies at the end of our feature races, as well as some nice shirts and ball caps that are going to go along with it all. Ken Donaldson runs in 1st spot, along with the Coyote Cup glued to the hood of the number 3 car. A little addition, maybe a little more aerodynamic drag, but it doesn't seem to slow him down very much. He still runs out front. Trevor Veach runs in 2nd. 3rd is the green number 2 car of Dan Robinson. The Brigham Automotive sponsored number 2 machine is quite a ways back in 3rd spot. The white flag comes up. There is 1 lap to go. It's Donaldson, Veach. 3rd is Dan Robinson. 4th is Vic Minette. 5th is Don Coppins. Tim Peters falls back just a little bit. Down the start-finish line, the checkered flag for Ken Donaldson. Trevor Veach right in behind, has to settle for 2nd, and Dan Robinson will finish in 3rd.
Steve Martin, the number 41 car, had some contact with the outside wall. Yeah. You look to be all right. Is that the case?
Yeah, just a little shook up, that's all. A little stiff in the shoulder, but I'm all right.
How about the car?
It might be fixable. Bent the horn on it. I should be out next week.
Okay, some people might be wondering about, well, you know, that you just blow on that. What do you mean the horn?
It's where your front bumper hooks onto and where your rad support's bolted onto. It didn't hurt anything behind the suspension or the steering or anything like that, so I should be all right.
Well, that's good news.
That all pulled out, and we'll be out here next week.
Okay, that's good news then, Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, that was Steve Martin, driver of the number 41. We'll be back to more of Mosport International Speedway Thunder in just a moment. This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is brought to you by Hammond Racing Fuels, official suppliers of racing fuels for Mosport International Speedway. For more information about the highest octane available for your race car, call 1-800-265-1732. Hammond Racing Fuels, proud sponsors of Mosport Speedway Thunder.
Street stocks are ready for heat number 2 here at Mosport. On the inside of row number 1, Rick Boucher from Oshawa on the TJT, JB Welding, and Don Budd Auto Body sponsored 32 car. The black 32 on the inside. To the outside, it's the yellow number 3 of Brent Sullivan in the Bill Penny Auto and Interstate Battery sponsored car. The green flag comes out, and we've got a huge lead. Boucher with a big jump on the rest of the field. Rick Boucher jumps out into first place. Brent Sullivan catches most of that up into turn number 1. Running in third place now is the 09 of Dave Lee from Nestleton. Derek Henderson and Royce Jones run side by side right in behind him into corner number 3 and now through 4. The race leader is Rick Boucher. Boucher, Sullivan, and Lee are a 1, 2, and 3 at the line at the end of lap number 1. This is Snap-on Tools night here at Mosport International Speedway. Rick Boucher, Brent Sullivan falls back about a car length. Another 2 car lengths back now is Dave Lee. As Derek Henderson begins to catch up, Lee into corner number 3, looks to the inside but can't pass him right there. Right in behind Lee as Derek Henderson. The blue 22 car belongs, whoa, a nice slide out of corner number 4 for Graham Brown, the Willowdale native behind the wheel of the blue 22 machine down the start-finish line, rounding out the top half dozen. Again, here comes a 22 machine. Graham Brown trying to look for some running room beside Derek Henderson. Can't do it. Derek Henderson holding on to that position, and now Henderson tries to drive up beside the 09 machine of Dave Lee. The race leader with big heat on behind him as Brent Sullivan tries to stay or in behind the 32 car down the front straightaway. The leaders through 1, now into 2. It's still Rick Boucher, Brent Sullivan. 6 car lengths back now. We find Derek Henderson. Dave Lee slows down through corner number 2 as it got away from him just a little bit. Dave Lee picks up the pace once again and now challenges back the 07 of Mike Cross as he's trying to hold on to that position on the racetrack. Dave Lee, the Blackstock Hardware sponsored number 09 car, has fallen back dramatically in this field. A little bobble in turn number 2 just a moment ago. Dave Lee runs side by side with DeMooresville's Mike Cross and the Quiddy Chrysler sponsored Barracuda. Into turn number 3. The race leaders down the start-finish line once again. As they begin to catch up some of the back markers, Richard Merkley and the BNC Towing Dale Auto Center number 12 car will try to stay to the inside as the race leaders go by the high side in turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, a sizable margin now as Brent Sullivan and Rick Boucher run away from the rest of the field. Dave Lee runs side by side with the 47 of Dennis Millett, his first full season here at Mosport International Speedway. The Port Perry native in the 47 car now has problems. We've got cars over in turn number 4. A wheel has come off a car, bounces through the infield and splashes down in a puddle. The number 78 Bob Kish car slides sideways in corner number 4. He comes together with the 78 car. The right rear of the 78 car has lost a wheel. Bob Kish's car has a mechanical failure in turn number 4, slides around, and I believe he may have caught the 57 Phil Ross car in that altercation as well. Bob Kish breaks an axle from the look of it in the 78 car and literally drags it into the pits after bringing out the yellow.
Involved with Steve Martin in the crash, the number 41 car was also the 31 car, Kim Powers. Kim, what happened from what you saw?
All I know is that it got really wet all of a sudden, and the 41 car was up in the wall on turn 4, and I tried to slow down, but I got tangled up in the water on the track, and I turned but slid right up in, got 41 in the behind, and took out my rad and the fan, and the front end is pretty well gone, but we're trying to get it back together now. Hopefully we'll make it back out for the feature.
So you're not even thinking about next week. You're even trying to get it ready for tonight.
Yeah, well, we carry spares of everything, so it's a good thing. We've got an extra rad, we've got an extra fan, an extra shroud, so we're going to put that on and pull the fenders back out, and hopefully we'll make it out in time for the feature.
Okay, well, I'll let you get back to the car then, Kim.
Thanks.
Okay, now we also have Ken Donaldson with us, and if I could find out where Ken... There he is. How are you doing, Ken?
Good.
Now tell me, why are you here to see us again?
I lucked out and I won the second heat.
Simple as that, huh?
Yeah, well, it's the same old story. You draw a number, and that determines where you start in the heat, and I drew 40, so I started further back in the first heat. And, of course, if you start near the front, it's a lot easier to win.
So your chances for the feature tonight, any idea?
I'm not sure. I'll probably start about 25th or something. Hopefully, if I'm a little luckier than last week, I'll be able to pull it off.
Yeah, that hurt you last week, but you got another feature tonight. Go get them.
Thank you. I'd like to thank my sponsor, Rapid Taxi in Pickering.
Okay, Jim, back to you.
The cars back in the proper order for a restart after the yellow over in corner number 4 saw a dramatic spin by Bob Kish in the 78 machine. The Oshawa native and the TJT Racing Product Express Courier Biggins Burgers and More sponsored car broke an axle over in corner number 4, and the back wheel went bouncing across the barrier over here between the front straightaway and the pit lane, and fortunately there wasn't anybody there for it to run into. It harmlessly ran into the wall and fell over. The green flag is out once again. Rick Boucher is our race leader. Boucher's 32 car is still out front. Brent Sullivan with a bit bigger of a gap now than he had originally. Sullivan didn't get quite the jump on the green that Boucher did, and now begins to try to chase him down. Derek Henderson, the 71 machine, with the best battle on the track on his hands, right in behind Graham Brown from Willowdale, as Harrison tries to hold on to that spot. Derek Henderson runs in third spot. It's the number 22 of Graham Brown behind him. Mike Cross, the 07 car, runs in beside that group in 5th place. 6th is Dennis Millette. 7th now, the 24 of Andy Warbutton. The 18 of Glenn Fricker runs in 8th place. 3 laps to go right now. When they cross the line, it'll be down to 2. Rick Boucher runs in 2nd spot. 2nd place rather, is Brent Sullivan. 3rd is still Derek Henderson, as Dennis Millette slides to the high side in corner number 1. I believe he's got a flat tire in the 47 car, but he manages to hold on to it. The 47 machine down that back straightaway as the race leaders come down the start-finish line, as we've got cars in trouble over in corner number 3 again. Dave Lee spins the car all the way around. The 57 machine gets it sideways as well. The white flag has come out as everybody gets it straightened around. Royce Jones was involved in that one as well in the white number 10 car. Down the front straightaway, Lee, Jones, and Phil Ross. The race leader comes through 4 now. Right on his heels is Brent Sullivan. The checkered flag comes out for Rick Boucher. Brent Sullivan finishes 2nd. Derek Henderson comes in 3rd. Royce Jones, number 10 machine, to the high side of the racetrack with a real serious problem, and he limps the 10 car into the pits. Royce Jones manages to bring that one home after an altercation over in turn number 3 that almost brought out the yellow. This race is run. This is Street Stock Heat number 2. The 10-lap heat is done. The race winner, Rick Boucher, the 32 car out of Oshawa, the TJT Racing Product, JB Welding and Don Budd Auto Body sponsored car wins.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by Dale's Auto Center. For all your car's bumper-to-bumper mechanical service, stop by at the garage location at 1333 Thornton Road South, entrance from Terwilliger. Or if you don't have a car, drop in at Dale's Auto Center sales location at Ritson and Olive in Oshawa. Telephone 723-7787 for more information.
Welcome back to Mosport Speedway Thunder. We have plenty more racing to show you, so let's go back to Jim right now as we've got the cars in behind the pace car right now.
Mosport International Speedway's Super Late Models getting ready to go once again tonight. This is heat number 2 for the Supers. Rob Forsyth driving the number 25 machine from Markham, the Fred's Auto Clinic Dynamic Shaft. AC Personal Touch Auto sponsored car will have the pole as we get ready for our final heat race before our intermission break. Driving beside him, driving the car number 21 in the late models tonight is Dwight Brown. To the inside, car number 80 is Vito Michelli. And beside Vito, driving the number 70 machine, the winner of our first heat of the night tonight is Jeff Hanley, the Midas-sponsored number 70 machine out of Georgetown. The cleanup crew is heading out onto the racetrack. We may have a bit of a pause here as they've got some debris to clean up over in the turn 1 area, I believe. We'll be back with more in just a moment from Mosport International Speedway as Snap-on Tools Night continues. The cleanup crew is out on the track. We'll be back with Green Flag Racing in just a minute.
Frank Abauto with me, the guy who just about dominated that race. Congratulations on another heat win. You're looking strong this year.
Thanks very much. Well, we did our homework in the winter time, and we're doing pretty well. I'm pretty pleased right now. My crew is doing a very, very good work, and they're working really hard.
You're such a modest guy.
Well, that's true. I'm only driving it. If you come over where my pits are, all I'm doing is driving it. They're doing all the work. So, you know, I have to give them my crew a lot of credit because they are doing what I'm doing right now, you know.
Well, absolutely. The crew does a lot of work with each and every pit here, but you do a fine job yourself out there on the track, Frank, and take a little bit of the credit, okay?
Oh, well, okay, then if you say so.
That's Frank Abauto, the late model sportsman driver of the 27 car. We're still under caution, Jim, at the moment, but we'll be back in a moment.
Van and Truck World, providers of a wide range of light truck and van accessories, serving the Durham area with 3 convenient locations. In Oshawa at 1670 Simcoe Street North, in Pickering at 1050 Brock Road, and in Scarborough at 1498 Midland Avenue. Van and Truck World.
The green flag comes out, and here comes Dwight Brown. The 21 car on the outside of the front row takes over the lead into corner number 1. Dwight Brown. Jeff Hanley runs in second. Vito Michelli runs in third spot now. The number 2 car of John Owen runs in fourth spot, and fifth is the 38 of Terry Robichaud. Robichaud brings out the top 5. Sixth place now belongs to Stu Robinson. This could turn into a great race. It's only a 10-lap heat race just before we break for intermission here at Mosport International Speedway, but these are the fastest cars on the track. And Jeff Hanley's trying to get by Dwight Brown to the inside into corner number 3. The 2 cars side by side through 3. Hanley with the best line on the racetrack through turn number 4. Slides the car just a little bit. Dwight Brown at the line still holds on to first spot. Hanley still has that inside line, though. Hanley drives down through corner number 1, gets the car a little bit sideways again. The car's a little loose underneath him. Hanley tries to drive into corner number 3 and get some kind of an advantage. Dwight Brown holds on to the high side. Here comes Hanley, though. At the exit of 4, the race leader is Jeff Hanley. The Quaker State Midas-sponsored 70 car from Georgetown takes over first spot. Dwight Brown, though, takes up the chase. Only a car length separates first and second at the end of corner number 2. Right in behind, another one of the red cars, this one with a number 2 on it, belongs to John Owen from Port Hope. John Owen runs in third spot. Down the start-finish line, the second-place machine of Dwight Brown gives chase behind Jeff Hanley, but can't quite find a way to decrease that gap. Now up to 3 car lengths. Another good battle on the racetrack. Terry Robichaud trying to stay in front of the 63 of Stu Robinson. Robinson drives inside him in corner number 3. A good move by Stu Robinson Jr. as he takes over 4th spot on the racetrack. The Mach 1 trailer and the Levine Trucking sponsored 63 car takes over the spot. Robichaud looks for an advantage into corner number 1 but can't find it and loses another car length. Terry Robichaud currently runs in 5th spot on the racetrack. Right in behind Robichaud is the 22 of Rob Milwane, who put up a valiant effort in the earlier heat race to finish second. Milwane in the Sony-sponsored 22 car drives down the inside of the racetrack and now falls into line behind Terry Robichaud. Milwane in the 22 car. Terry Robichaud in car number 38. A car length separates the two. Into corner number 3. Robichaud on the brakes. Ken Milwain sneaks up beside him. Robichaud doesn't give him any running room at the start of the long front straightaway. It's still Robichaud into corner number 1, holding on to the 4th spot on the racetrack. Milwain gets up beside him, though, in corner number 2. Down the back straightaway, Milwain and Robichaud run side by side. Milwain with the advantage into corner number 3 on the inside line. It's still Jeff Hanley at the stripe. 2 laps to go. Dwight Brown runs second. John Owen is third. Fourth is Stu Robinson. Fifth now is Rob Milwain. Rob Milwain, the 22 car, with a good drive to get by Terry Robichaud, now in 5th spot on the racetrack. Now the race leader at the exit of corner number 4 gets the white flag. The Quaker State Midas-sponsored 70 car of Jeff Hanley as well out front. All he has to do is hold on for another 3 quarters. In corner number 2 and now down the back straightaway. Jeff Hanley, Dwight Brown, John Owen. We've got cars sideways over in corner number 3, and we have a yellow. The yellow flag comes out as the 25 machine goes around with less than 2 corners to go. Jeff Hanley will be more disappointed than anybody else out on the racetrack. Rob Forsyth from Markham spins a 25 car with 2 corners to go for the race leader and brings out a yellow. What that means for Jeff Hanley, he had a real good advantage over Dwight Brown. Now it's going to be a 1-lap sprint to the finish.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by Van Hemmen Tires and Sales, dealers for Hoosier and General Tire. Serving the Durham region for over 25 years with great pride towards customer service. Located at 317 Hopkins Street in Whitby, or call 666-2121 for more information.
Jeff Hanley is our race leader with 1 lap to go before we break for intermission here at our Snap-on Tools night at Mosport International Speedway. He had a real substantial lead over Dwight Brown in the red number 21 car, and now because of the yellow, it's all for naught. It's going to be a 1-lap sprint to the finish. John Owen, the red number 2 car, lines up right in behind them. Jeff Hanley with a jump on the field. The green is out. Hanley, Brown, Smith, 1, 2, and 3 into corner number 1, and we still have the yellow light on for some reason. We are now under green. The green light has come back out. It hasn't seemed to affect our race leaders, though, as Dwight Brown still gives chase. Jeff Hanley will come down. We'll have 1 lap to go now. The white flag comes out. 1 lap to go. Hanley will be chased down by Dwight Brown if he possibly can. Dwight Brown loses a little ground in corner number 1 there just a moment ago. In behind that fight for first, Rob Milwain is running in 3rd. Stu Robinson's 4th. The checkered flag this time for Jeff Hanley. Dwight Brown finishes 2nd. 3rd, Rob Milwain. 4th, Stu Robinson, and Al Thompson will finish in 5th spot. The checkered flag comes out and wraps up our heat racing for tonight. We'll be back with more prizes, more giveaways. We've got our feature races on tap in just a moment. It's intermission time here at Mosport International Speedway.
Going down till the sun comes up. Any man of mine, let me walk the line. So you better think twice, better think twice. Every time that you walk in the room.
We're proud to be the #1 Durham radio station. Durham's new Country FM KX96.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is brought to you by Hammond Racing Fuels, official suppliers of racing fuels for Mosport International Speedway. For more information about the highest octane available for your race car, call 1-800-265-1732. Hammond Racing Fuels, proud sponsors of Mosport Speedway Thunder. Welcome back. I've got a guy here that's probably going to get to see us a few more times before the end of the season. Jeff Hanley, the new runner here at Mosport for the half mile, but you're making a habit of being a winner here.
Yeah, the car works pretty good, and we got a good motor. Cunningham does the motor, and it's really, really good motor.
Pretty much a dominant force out there, the number 70 car. What have you got to say as far as the future is concerned, where you might be starting, and what's in store for the rest of them?
Well, I think it started at the back, so it'll be a pretty tough go, but car's working pretty good, so hopefully.
Okay, well, all the best out there then.
Thanks.
All right, we will have the features coming to you in just a moment, so when we come back, we'll preview the start for the features tonight, and Jim Martin will be alongside with me. We'll be right back to Mosport Speedway Thunder. Welcome to Mosport International Speedway and Mosport International Speedway Thunder. I'm Glenn Budd, along with Jim Martin, getting set to bring you another exciting night of feature races from the beautiful half-mile paved oval, Mosport Speedway. What a night we've had so far for the heats. We're in for some good features, I think.
Oh, no doubt about it. We're in for some great features tonight. It's, to be honest, been a little bit of a long night already. We've had about an hour and a half's worth of rain delay. There are still some puddles on the inside of the corners, and on at least one occasion tonight, we've had some of the drivers in the heat races come down a little bit too far on the racetrack, stir up some of that water, spread it out onto the racetrack, and cause a couple of spins in front of the crowd kind of thing. So it's been a long night already. It's certainly been an exciting one, and we're in for a lot more action before it's done.
Oh, yeah, and just to give some people an update as far as the points are concerned in Thunder cars, it's still the number 3, Ken Donaldson, leading the points.
Absolutely. Ken continues his winning ways tonight, won at least one of the heats tonight, and as a matter of fact, I'm not sure whether it's a new addition or maybe I just haven't noticed it until now, but Ken Donaldson's car has one of those fast food joint mugs on it. It's one of the Coyote mugs, but it's glued on the hood of the car. Whether it is any kind of an aerodynamic impediment hasn't seemed to slow the car down that much. Now he's got a co-driver, and it seems to have kept him in the winner's circle. We'll see whether it bodes well for the feature tonight.
Just can't keep that guy away from the cartoons. Street stocks, it's Graham Brown. Good to see 22 car leading the points.
Yep, Graham's done a real solid job all season long. He hasn't been especially flashy. He hasn't been out there winning every single race he's been in, but he's been there at the finish of every one that I've seen him so far this season, and it's good to see him up on top of the point standings.
Now tonight the modifieds are off, but we have late model sportsmen and super late models. Alex Hamilton is still in fact the leader in the late model sportsmen's. As we mentioned last week, he had the broken ankle, and we wish him all the best. Yes. But Mike Horton was just about 4 or 5 points behind in second, so it looks pretty much like after tonight Mike Horton may be the new leader in late model sportsmen.
And actually, just having said that, it looks as though Mike Horton knows how close that first place is, and it looks as though Mike Horton isn't taking any big chances out on the racetrack. He's trying to be maybe a little more conservative than he has been, because he knows that if he just finishes well in every race, he's going to be in good shape toward the end of the season. And it's just a matter of a couple of good finishes tonight and for the nights to come here at Mosport that he'll be up there on the podium when it's all said and done. So watch for the 31X car. Mike Horton drives all the way from Dunnville every night and has done a pretty good job so far. Might be a little more conservative these days, but I think he'll be up in the top 3 by the time tonight's done.
And from last week, Dwight Brown, who was second in points and thought that he was going to want to gain a little bit of ground on Alex Hamilton. In fact, he had the blown engine last week, and he dropped 3 spots. He's in 5th place now.
Yeah, he's got to be awfully disappointed because he's been in the hunt all week, or all season long, rather. And, well, Dwight's been driving a lot of race cars, and that seemed to be one of them he was pretty quick in. So he's got to be awfully disappointed.
He'll be dropping a little bit further because he, in fact, doesn't even have a late model sportsman car with him here tonight. He's driving super late models. And let's move on then to the super late models. It's Stu Robinson in third. Jeff Hanley, who we spoke to in the heats a couple times, in second. But John Owen, the number 2 car, is the leader in the super late models coming into tonight's races.
John Owen's doing a great job. There's no doubt about it. And again, it's a matter of not being, not taking home the hardware every single night he's out, but he's had a string of very good finishes. But somebody who's slowly but surely coming on toward the beginning of the season, I noticed that Stu Robinson had a tendency to finish, near the back of the pack, and he's slowly gotten it all together. The cars come together. His driving has come together as well. And I have a feeling that John Owen better watch out for that white 63 car in his mirrors, because Stu Robinson's really doing a good job.
Yeah, he's a consistent runner, and that'll just about wrap it up as far as recapping the 4 classes that are running here tonight. We're going to bring them to you right now. We've got plenty of action to show you, so Jim, let's get to it.
Got to go to work. See you in a bit.
Skylight Donuts, serving your community with locally owned and operated drive-through coffee and donut shops, with 3 locations in the Bowmanville area, including our location at Waverly and Baseline. So stop in and see us on your way to the Mosport International Speedway. For more information of the closest location near you, telephone 623-0230. Skylight Donuts. This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is brought to you by Hammond Racing Fuels, official suppliers of racing fuels for Mosport International Speedway. For more information about the highest octane available for your race car, call 1-800-265-1732. Hammond Racing Fuels, proud sponsors of Mosport Speedway Thunder.
The 16 car slows down in the middle of the field. Neil Singerling falls backwards through the pack to 4th place overall as the 24 machine moves out front. Sean Hardy from Mordo is our race leader. Sean Hardy in behind him, the 78 of Sean Knapp, again an Orono native. They're running 1 and 2 in the field. Don Andrews from Port Hope splits him up a little bit down the front straightaway. He moves into 2nd spot into turn number 1. It's Hardy, Andrews, Knapp, 1, 2, and 3. Neil Singerling runs in 4th spot now, but driving to the inside. Robin McNevin gets the 91 car sideways. Running behind him, Tony LaPizarra from Bowmanville drives the 93 car, currently in 5th place on the racetrack. Robin McNevin moves into 4th in the 91 machine down the start-finish line. The 24 car of Sean Hardy, the Easton Audio Lear truck cab and South's Septic sponsored car, runs in 1st place. Don Andrews, number 27. Out of Port Hope, the Hutchins Cylinderhead G&D Racing North Shore Lane sponsored 27 car moves into 1st place down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. Don Andrews runs in 1st place now. This is a 20-lap feature race. Through the middle of the field, here comes the number 5 machine. Right square in the middle of everything. They're running 3 abreast through corner number 4 and onto the front straightaway. Richie Manhattan, the number 5 car, drives his way through the middle of the field, as does Ken Donaldson. Trevor Beach is in that crowd as well. All the cars come together. They are still 3 abreast through 1, now into turn number 2. A huge pack of cars and some of the faster machines in our Thunder car class running 4 abreast down that back straightaway. We are under yellow once again. We have a yellow flag. Apparently a bumper fell off one of the machines in the middle of the back straightaway, and that brought out the yellow flag. I'm not sure which car. Oh, we've got the 90 car, and the passenger side door has come off. Donnie Beatty from Ajax and the PS Auto Parts Windermere Sod Farms car. has had not a back bumper, but a piece of the door come off. The skin of the passenger side door of the 90 car fell off in the middle of turn number 2 and came to rest in the back straightaway, and that caused our yellow flag. The race leader at the present time, we are 3 laps into our 20-lap feature for the Thunder Cars, is Don Andrews. The 27 car leads. Car number 24 will line up second in the field. Sean Hardy will line up next, and Sean Knapp, the Big Brothers of Cannington-sponsored 78 car, will line up third in our field. As we are just about all lined up, we'll go green in just a moment. 3 laps have been completed for the Thunder Cars here at Mosport. Don Andrews brings the field through corner number 4. The green flag is out. Andrews is our race leader, and we're green flag racing again at Mosport. It's Snap-on Tools night tonight, and we've got a number of prizes that we've been giving away over the course of the evening. We'd like to thank them very much for coming aboard and helping to make the racing possible. Snap-on Tools night continues. The 27 car is our race leader, Don Andrews. He's followed by Sean Hardy, Sean Knapp. Robin McNevins' 91 car runs in 4th spot. The 23 of Tim Peters runs in 5th. Here they are followed by a huge gang of cars. The lead car in that huge pack back there, Tony LaPizzera from Bowmanville, to the inside of him. Driving the 03 car, Jimmy Remington gets by. Richie Minette gets by. Dan Robinson, rather, in the 2 car. Tries to squeeze by. The 66 just brushes against a wall at the outside of turn number 2 is Terry Shaw. Here comes the 3 of Ken Donaldson into that group as well. Cars make contact through corner number 4. Car slides into the wall. Richie Minette gets his 5 cars sideways. We've got more cars in action over here in the middle of the front straightaway. Richie Minette goes all the way around, and we are under yellow. Richie Minette's car slid back and forth down the front straightaway. I thought he had it all gathered up. Whether somebody touched him in there or not, I'm not sure. Richie Minette's car finally went all the way around in front of the crowd at the end of the pit wall on the front straightaway and brought out a yellow. Some dramatic excitement on the front straightaway. We are 5 laps into our 20-lap feature race for the Thunder Cars here at Mosport. Don Andrews is still our race leader. The cars will be lined up once again. Andrews, Sean Hardy, Robin McNevin are 1, 2, and 3. Tim Peters is next in that group. Jim Remington has moved up to 5th place. Then Dan Robinson, Vic Minette, Ken Donaldson, Terry Shaw, Tony LaPizzera. The 95 car of Terry Tomsett has moved into the top 10 as well. Richie Minette, the number 5 machine, with a big spin, a dramatic moment. Fortunately, he was past the end of the pit wall. Otherwise, that really would have hurt. He had lots of room as the car finally came to a halt, almost driving it into the pit area there, where there's a space in the wall, the entrance to the pits. Don Andrews is our race leader. We're under yellow.
Providers of a wide range of light truck and van accessories. Serving the Durham area with 3 convenient locations. In Oshawa at 1670 Simcoe Street North. In Pickering at 1050 Brock Road. And in Scarborough at 1498 Midland Avenue. Van and Truck World.
Don Andrews is our race leader. Momentarily, we should see the white flag, and we'll go back to green flag racing again. 5 laps have been completed. A big spin on the front straightaway, which collected absolutely no one. We were real fortunate, and Richie Minette was as well, as the 5 car went around in front of the crowd, and I don't think anybody got touched in there. Quite some remarkable driving for the Thunder Car pilots here at Mosport International Speedway tonight. Don Andrews gets a white flag through corner number 3, picks up the pace through 4. Here comes the green flag. We're back racing again at Mosport. 15 laps are all that remain of our Thunder Car feature. Don Andrews continues to lead the crowd. Sean Hardy runs next. Robin McNevin is third in that field. Fourth place now belongs to Jim Remington, the 03 car with a big slide out of turn number 2. Here comes Dan Robinson up beside him. Robinson, and right behind him, the white number 3 car of Ken Donaldson. Donaldson will try to follow the 2 machine through corner number 3 and get up beside Jim Remington, but can't do it this time around. We've got more cars together over in turn number 3 as they run 3 abreast through some real slippery parts of the racetrack. They managed to get through corner 4 all right. The race leader, Don Andrews, still in corner number 2. It's Andrews, Sean Hardy, up beside Robin McNevin. Here comes Dan Robinson. The green number 2 car is on his way toward the front as he chases down the 24 now in his sights. McNevin right up behind the green number 2 machine. Ken Donaldson drives to the high side. Into the pits, Neil Singerling's Midas-sponsored 16 car. As the race leaders go down the front straightaway, Dan Robinson will try the high side of the Easton Audio-sponsored 24 car of Sean Hardy. Dan Robinson and Hardy run side by side. Robinson has to back off just a little bit. Here comes Jim Remington up beside Dan Robinson. He got a better jump out of turn number 2. Remington, the Kawartha Canthouse-sponsored number 03 car in the hunt as well. Ken Donaldson bides his time just a little bit and looks for an opening down the inside perhaps of Jim Remington down the straightaway. 8 laps have been completed now by our race leader, Don Andrews from Port Hope. The 27 driver, sponsored by Hutchins Cylinder Heads, North Shore Lanes, Pinecrest Video, and Olympia Restaurant, among others, is our race leader. Andrews with 3 abreast in behind him. Tim Peters Sean Hardy gets squeezed out of that group. Hardy now runs in 4th spot overall as Ken Donaldson has found himself in 2nd. Ken Donaldson, a veteran of oval racing, or we don't want to date him, but certainly as long as I've been track announcing. Ken Donaldson finds himself in 2nd spot, looks to the high side of Don Andrews and won't make a move there. Jim Remington, the 03 driver, runs in 3rd place in behind those 2. The black 03 car drives up beside him and into the side of Ken Donaldson. Jim Remington rams him in a none too subtle move to steal back the 2nd spot and gets warned by the officials up on the tower. Jim Remington gave him a good shot in turn number 4. Remington now looks to the inside of Don Andrews. Jim Remington drives up beside Andrews now. The 03 driver is our race leader. Jim Remington takes over 1st place. Ken Donaldson runs in 2nd now as Don Andrews moves out of the way. Dan Robinson runs in 3rd. The green number 2 car right in behind Ken Donaldson. Don Andrews finds himself on the high side of the racetrack and slides to 4th spot. In behind him is Sean Hardy in car number 24, the race leader down the back straightaway. The 03 of Jim Remington is our race leader. Ken Donaldson, who really got tagged over in corner number 4 a lap or 2 ago, runs in 2nd spot. Dan Robinson looks to the inside at the exit of turn 4, but can't find any running room. Jim Remington with the widest car on the racetrack right now, the 03 car, piloted on occasion by Rob LeBlanc, now runs side by side with Ken Donaldson. Remington has to give way as Donaldson has the racing line into turn number 3. Remington and Donaldson run door handle to door handle. Dan Robinson will try to find his way past as well as he tries to fight. Donaldson can't do it this time around. Still side by side. Jim Remington to the high side. Ken Donaldson to the inside. Dan Robinson right in behind, the best seat in the house for this one. As Ken Donaldson takes over 1st spot. Dan Robinson will try the same maneuver. Gets to the inside of Jim Remington. Down the back straightaway and into corner number 3. He drives side by side. 13 laps have been completed. There are 7 to go. Jim Remington way up the high side of the racetrack, keeps it off the wall, but not by much as Dan Robinson drives up beside him into 2nd spot. Dan Robinson runs in 2nd now. Jim Remington runs in 3rd. Don Andrews is 4th. 5th spot belongs to the 24 of Sean Hardy, and Trevor Veach now runs in the top 5. Trevor Veach finds himself in 6th spot on the racetrack, looking to make his way into the top 5 if he can find his way around Sean Hardy. 5 laps, the sign being given to the drivers as they cross the start-finish line now. The order at 15 laps: Ken Donaldson, Dan Robinson, Rob LeBlanc's car, driven by Jim Remington. I keep trying to put Robin behind the wheel of the 03 car. Jim Remington driving the black 03 machine runs in 3rd spot on the racetrack. Don Andrews runs in fourth spot. Fifth place belongs to Sean Hardy, and Trevor Veach is trying to sneak up beside him. The 93 car drives down low with a little spin over in turn number 2. Tony LaPazzera's yellow number 93 out of Bowmanville is back on the racetrack and up to speed once again. Kim Powers with the ailing number 31 car drives to the inside and lets the race leader go by. The 31 car involved in an incident over in turn number 4 in one of our heat races where some water was splashed up on the racetrack, and a couple of cars, including Steve Martin as well as Kim's own number 31 car, ended up at the wall over in turn number 4. Kim got her car back running again and fortunately is in our feature race. There are now 3 laps to go. 17 have been completed. Ken Donaldson is still our race leader. Dan Robinson runs second. Jim Remington runs in third. Fourth spot now is all the way back, approximately a dozen car lengths to Don Andrews. And rounding out the top 5 now, Trevor Veach has gotten by Sean Hardy. Trevor Veach in the TJT Toronto Sun sponsored 75 car now in the top 5. 2 laps being given the sign to the drivers as they go down the start-finish line. The Gamma Sales sponsored Kyle Plazer goes down the start-finish line. Now he is just in front of our race leaders. The lead is going by some more of the back markers. It's still Ken Donaldson, the white flag lap, 1 to go. 2 corners for Ken Donaldson. Dan Robinson gives chase down the back straightaway, but I don't think he'll be able to catch him. Jim Remington runs in third. He's 4 car lengths behind the leader. Dominic Kelly will drive to the inside and let Ken Donaldson go. Donaldson in a car length back, second place, Dan Robinson. Ken Donaldson wins. Dan Robinson finishes second. Third goes to Jim Remington, who's had a very exciting night tonight. Jim Remington in the 03 car in one of the heat races was running well up toward the front and got into a puddle on the racetrack. And I've never seen a car being driven that sideways and had a driver catch it up again. A great job of driving earlier on tonight, and a solid drive for third place tonight for Jim Remington. Second place will go to Dan Robinson, and the race winner, Ken Donaldson from Queensville, first in the standings, will pad that lead a little bit more with a few more points tonight as Snap-on Tools Night at Mosport Speedway continues. 427 points coming into tonight's action. Ken Donaldson is our race winner.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by Van Hemmen Tires and Sales, dealers for Hoosier and General Tire. Serving the Durham region for over 25 years with great pride towards customer service. Located at 317 Hopkins Street in Whitby, or call 666-2121 for more information.
Down till the sun comes up. 39 of mine, better walk the line. So you better think twice, every time that you walk in the room.
We're proud to be the #1 Durham radio station. Durham's new Country FM KX96.
The white flag comes out and we're about to go racing once again. Snap-on Tools Night here at Mosport International Speedway. The Street Stocks take to the track. 20 laps all together on the front row. We have the 09 car of Dave Lee from Nesselton. The Blackstock Country Hardware, Ron Lee Septic Service, Pebblestone Multi-Service sponsored car. Beside him, driving car number 65 tonight. In the Street Stock category, the 65 is piloted by Rick Mitchell. The Duke Paul Trucking WJM Assembly Ajax Auto Wreckers sponsored car. The inside of the next row number 2, Steve Knapp from Thornhill, the Pickering Home Improvement sponsored car. And on the outside, driving car number 07 is Mike Ross from DeMooresville, the Quiddy Chrysler and Hotch's Auto Parts car. The green flag comes up, and we're racing. The Street Stocks are underway here at Mosport International Speedway. Dave Lee Lee and Rick Mitchell are 1 and 2 at the exit of corner number 1. Steve Knapp now runs in third place. Rick Mitchell gets the 65 car a little sideways, but holds onto it. Mike Ross runs in fourth spot, but he is right beside Steve Knapp now. In corner number 4, Knapp drives to the inside as everybody gets it a little loose over there. The cars still run 3 abreast in cases into corner number 1. Everybody gets through 1 safely, despite the fact at the back of that field we've got the 24 of Andy Warburton driving right beside Brent Sullivan and the veteran number 18 Len Fricker through corner number 1. 3 abreast, they made it through, which is usually not the case. Dave Lee is our race leader. Steve Knapp runs in second. Dennis Millette finds himself in third place in the Trust Transport number 47 car. Again, 3 abreast through corner number 1. Mike Cross finds himself hung out to dry on the high side of turn number 2 as the 57 car finds its way toward the front. Phil Ross driving here at Mosport in one of his infrequent appearances. The 57 car runs in 4th spot. 5th now is Mike Cross. 6th is Rick Mitchell. 7th, the 22 of Graham Brown. And Rick Mitchell gets sideways in the middle of turn number 1 and is facing the wrong way, and everybody gets around him. We've got 2 cars that almost come together. Rick Mitchell does a great job of staying out of harm's way. The 6th car of Scott Harrison does a loop over there. And there's one other car that I can't identify, and I think it might be Mike Cross. The 07 car of Mike Cross gets crossed up in corner number 2 and comes to a halt in the middle of that field. Rick Mitchell with the initial spin over there in turn number 1. 2 other cars get involved, but everybody survives. There was no heavy contact, which is really kind of amazing. And apparently the 07 car is in some trouble over there. They've called for the tow machinery. We could be under yellow for just a moment here. Mike Cross gets out of the car. Unfortunately, his feature race has been run from the look of it. The Mooresville native gets out of the car and summons some of the track officials to come over. We'll be back with more green flag racing in a second from Mosport.
The 03 car comes away with, that was a 3rd place finish.
Yeah, third, yeah.
Jim Remington comes away with the 3rd place. Congratulations.
Thanks very much. It was fun. I enjoyed myself. I love doing this. It's great. The car wasn't running the best, but we'll get the bugs ironed out. We've had a tough year, and once we get the bugs ironed out of it, and we'll get going, we'll see if we can't do the big checkered flag.
Well, yourself and Rob LeBlanc share that car, and this year you can team up and accumulate the points together, so you're doing pretty good. I believe about 10th overall in the points right now.
Neither one of us can afford to do it all year. It's nice of Mosport to be able to let a team car do the thing, and the car get the points, and let all the drivers, you know, have fun while they're at it too.
All right, good job out there.
Thanks
finishing
very
3rd.
much. Have a nice night.
Jim Remington finishes 3rd to 03 car. We'll be right back with more of Mosport International Speedway Thunder in just a moment.
Machine goes up in smoke in the front straightaway.
After all the smoke has cleared, find out what happened in the latest issue of Performance Racing News. Each issue contains 2 sections, both filled with in-depth articles from international road racing to your local racing heroes. For more information, call 1-800-667-7223.
Dave Lee is our race leader off the restart. Dave Lee leads Steve Knapp. The 90 car runs in 2nd. There's a battle for 3rd, though. To the inside, Dennis Blood. To the high side, and the blue number 22 car is Graham Brown, and right in behind those 2 is Phil Ross. Dave Lee is our race leader. Into corner number 1. The field gets through there without any problem this time around. 4 laps have been completed. 16 to go. This is again a 20-lap feature race as Dennis Millette gets a 47 car loose at the exit of turn number 2 and causes some concern for the folks in behind him. Dave Lee, Steve Knapp, Graham Brown. Dennis Millette runs in 4th spot, followed by Andy Warburton to the outside. It's Phil Ross. Phil Ross, and right beside him right now, the yellow number 3 car is Brent Sullivan. Also on their way toward the front. The black 32 belongs to Rick Boucher out of Oshawa. Whoa, and we've got cars coming together. Brent Sullivan runs into the back end of the 24 machine. Andy Warbutton gets a tap, and Brent Sullivan's car is wrinkled. I'm not sure whether somebody jumped on the brakes, and Dave Lee gets it all messed up in corner number 2 and crowds up the field a little bit. Graham Brown moves to beside him now. Graham Brown takes over first place. We've got all sorts of people running into the back of each other as people break into turn number 3, and some other people don't break quite as hard. Some bumper tag happening here at Mosport International Speedway as 7 laps have been completed, as again we've got cars loose in turn number 2. Steve Knapp and Dave Lee get it crossed up a little bit. Knapp falls backwards through the field. It's still Graham Brown, Dave Lee. Dennis Millett in the 47 car runs in 3rd spot now. The 47 machine is one of the looser on the racetracks. The back end wants to come around, and Dennis is fighting it in every corner from the look of it. Dennis Millett still manages to hold on to 3rd spot, but on his way toward the front. The 24 of Andy Warbutton runs in 4th spot. Steve Knapp is fifth place now. Rick Boucher runs side by side with Phil Ross. Brent Sullivan looks to the inside of Rick Boucher now. Brent Sullivan's number 3 machine, already involved in one altercation, is trying to make up some ground on the rest of the field. Dennis Millett gets a little bit sideways once again, and Warbutton gets by, and Steve Knapp gets up beside him. They're trying to hunt down the race leader. Way out front now is Graham Brown. The 22 car is the leader by at least a dozen car lengths on the front straight. Dave Lee runs in second to the inside. Here comes Andy Warbutton. The front bumper of the 24 machine has come adrift. Andy Warbutton runs side by side with Dave Lee through corner number 2. Warbutton with a little better jump out of the corner takes over 2nd spot. Dave Lee falls to 3rd. Steve Knapp runs in 4th. Beside Steve is Dennis Millett, and behind them is Phil Ross in the 57 car. A great battle on the racetrack as Dave Lee gets it sideways this time. While everybody else is dicing in the back of the field for 2nd spot in behind Andy Warbutton, Graham Brown is running all by himself out front. Graham Brown's 22 car is way out in front into turn number 3. Phil Ross's 57 car involved in about a 5-car battle for 3rd place now. Phil is in beside the 90 car of Steve Knapp, and they're right behind Dave Lee down the front straightaway. 12 laps have been completed. There are 8 to go now. Still, it's Graham Brown, Andy Warbutton, Dave Lee, Steve Knapp, Phil Ross, Brent Sullivan, Dennis Millett. Here comes Derek Henderson, Rick Boucher, and Glenn Fricker into the hunt as well. They started near the back of the field and have slowly made their way toward the front. This is a very tight battle. Cars are together in the front straightaway. Dennis Millett goes around. Rick Boucher gets into the wall over there in turn number 4, and I don't think Dennis Millett had a whole bunch to do with it, aside from the fact that he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Dennis Millett comes to a halt in the middle of the front straightaway and takes off a little bit more of the Performance Racing News sign. The sign has become a target. Dennis Millett's 47 Truss Transport car comes to a rest in the front straightaway with a flat rear tire and certainly a little bodywork damage too. Rick Boucher's car comes in along pit lane, and the crew goes to work on that machine. I'm not sure what they have to do to that car. I believe he touched the wall over there at the exit of 4, and I'm not sure what else transpired as they went down the front straightaway, but he came off the wall. Dennis Millett got tagged and went all the way around. So Dennis has a flat tire over there, but we're not sure what else. Graham Brown, our race leader from Aurora, first in the standings coming into this race, will pad his lead if he can hold on to it. We have completed 13 laps. There are 7 to go at Mosport as our Snap-on Tools night continues with the street stocks.
Roy Nichols Motors, serving Durham since 1922. Dealers of Chevrolet, Oldsmobile, and Geo Automobiles. Inquire about the Good Wrench service and free shuttle services. Step into the showroom located in Curtis, just east of Oshawa on Highway 2. Call 436-2222.
Hey, Jim, here's the cup you were talking about, and guess what car that belongs to? That's right, it's the number 3 of Ken Donaldson. He did it again, a feature win. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. It was a really good race. Jim Remington in the 03 there, and my buddy Dan Robinson. Last 5 laps, man, it was great.
Thunder cars are getting tighter and tighter every week. The competition is getting real good there.
Oh yeah, it's great racing. I think, just my own personal opinion, I think the grandstand likes the Thunder car race the best.
Well, you guys put on a good show in a strong field of over 30 cars, I guess, for the features.
Yeah, I think that class has the most cars, and probably because it's the cheapest, and it's a good show.
Okay, well, good job again tonight. You're still the points leader.
Thanks a lot. I'd like to thank Snap-on Tools for sponsoring tonight. And the response line that Rogers puts out, I'd like all the other fans out there, and especially their drivers from other tracks, to call in and say they like the show, because if it stays on the air, I'll be happy.
How can you not like Ken Donaldson? Jim, back to you.
Ken Donaldson's our hero. Great interview, great car, great mug. I mean, what can I say? All right, we're about to go racing once again. The field is back into its proper order. The green flag comes out. Graham Brown is our race leader down the front straightaway. Andy Warbutton with a front bumper. The 24 car flying in the breeze runs in second spot. Nobody has managed to touch that bumper, and I don't think it'll take more than a touch to take it off. Dave Lee runs in third spot. Fourth is Steve Knapp, and right beside Steve down the outside, Phil Ross drives the 57 car into fourth spot on the racetrack. Steve Knapp falls to fifth. Right behind him, Brent Sullivan, the yellow number 3 car, right in behind Steve. Derek Henderson's trying to move up in the field, and so is Glenn Pricker. 3 abreast into corner number 3. They fall back into line. Glenn Pricker falls in behind Brent Sullivan. Derek Henderson slides a 71 car through corner number 2, but manages to hold on to it. Derek slides that car around and manages to save it. A good piece of driving. The race leader, though, has a big challenge on his hands. Here comes Andy Warbutton. There are 5 laps remaining. Warbutton and Graham Brown. And we got cars up in turn. Oh, my gosh. Cars up in turn number 4 once again. Bob Kish had a wheel fall off the 78 car earlier on tonight. And there is a wheel lying on the road. And I'm not sure who it belongs to. The 6 car, driven by Scott Harrison, is up there. Bob Kish's machine comes to rest too, and I'm not sure what's happening over there. Harrison gets out of the car, and they're going to have words from the look of it. I'm not sure whether it was a, gee, this has happened to me, or this was all your fault, but there were some words exchanged over there. Bob Kish in the 78 car, whose crew did an excellent job of putting that car together. Apparently 2 laps from the end of our last feature race, and they finally had it bolted back together as they had a wheel come off the back of the 78 machine. That car is back together, but now another wheel comes off the back of the number 6 car. Scott Harrison comes to a halt over in corner number 4 as Bob Kish, standing 6th in the point standings and has a lot to gain or lose if the car does or does not make a feature race, manages to hold on, and he will continue in the street stock feature tonight here at Mosport. Scott Harrison, on the other hand, the car is still at rest over there in corner number 4. The tow crew is out there to do some work on the number 6 machine. The Harrison Auto Center NTEC Racing 4-dimension science car is being hooked up and will unfortunately be dragged back into the pit area on the end of the tow rope. As we'll be back with more green flag racing as soon as we have things cleaned up here at Mosport International Speedway.
Skylight Donuts, serving your community with locally owned and operated drive-through coffee and donut shops, with 3 locations in the Bowmanville area, including our location at Waverly and Baseline. So stop in and see us on your way to the Mosport International Speedway. For more information of the closest location near you, telephone 623-0230. Skylight Donuts.
The green flag flies once again here at Mosport. Graham Brown leads the field. Andy Warbutton runs in second spot. There's a battle for third, though. Phil Ross on the inside. Steve Knapp to the outside. Right in behind the two, Dave Lee in the 09 car. Brent Sullivan, Glenn Fricker, Derek Henderson. And the 40 machine is involved there, as well as Owen Smith from Schaumburg tries to get into the hunt. Royce Jones is right in behind him. Bob Kish rounds out that group as they head through corner number 4. Graham Brown is our race leader. We have 4 laps remaining. 16 laps have been completed now. 4 laps are to go. We are under green. This is a street stock feature race for the Snap-on Tools night here at Mosport International Speedway. Graham Brown, Andy Warbutton, Phil Ross are 1, 2, and 3. The battle is for 4th place on the racetrack as Dave Lee and Brent Sullivan run door handle to door handle. Derek Henderson's right in behind to see if anybody makes a mistake. Here they come down the start-finish line. That group of cars racing for 4th place out on the track is currently being led by Brent Sullivan. Derek Henderson is right in behind Dave Lee. To the high side will lose another spot as Glenn Fricker tries to go by him as well. At the exit of corner number 4, the 18 car drives by Dave Lee. The race leader down the start-finish line, and Andy Warbutton has slowly reeled him in, but there are only 2 laps to go. The Investors Group sponsored red number 24 car of Andy Warbutton trying to chase down the 22 car. Graham Brown out of Willowdale, the R&B Motorsports entry, owned and sponsored by the R&B folks. First Class Engraving Oakdale Collision sponsored machine, the number 1 car in the standings with 336 points. The white flag flies for Graham Brown. Andy Warbutton runs in second. 1 lap to go. Only a car length separates first and second spot. Warbutton has 3 more corners to try to catch him. Warbutton gets the car sideways in corner number 4. Warbutton with an uncharacteristic mistake in the second turn may have given away his chances. Coming through corner number 3, tries to catch him up a little bit. Warbutton at the exit of corner number 4 won't have enough steam to do it. Graham Brown is our race winner. Andy Warbutton will finish second and pick up some valuable points and maybe move out of the 7th spot he occupied earlier on. Dave Lee will finish, or excuse me, it's not Dave Lee, it's Phil Ross that finishes 3rd. 4th will go to Brent Sullivan. 5th place, Derek Henderson. And rounding up the top 6 is Glenn Fricker. The checkered flag flies, though, for our race winner, Graham Brown from Willowdale.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is brought to you by Hammond Racing Fuels, official suppliers of racing fuels for Mosport International Speedway. For more information about the highest octane available for your race car, call 1-800-265-1732. Hammond Racing Fuels, proud sponsors of Mosport Speedway Thunder.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by the presenters of the Chrysler Mosport 500, a race-filled weekend at Mosport Park. See all your favorite IMSA races at Durham's fastest race weekend. For more information, call 905-513-0550. Chrysler Mosport 500.
We're ready for the sportsman feature here at Mosport International Speedway. We've got another 20-lap feature on our hands on the front row. To the inside from Bradford, Ontario, it's Rick Brown. Beside Rick, driving the number 1 car from St. Anne's, the Cunningham Racing Engine sponsored 1 machine of Joe Seff. Here they come down the front straightaway for the first time. The green flag comes out and we're underway. Joe Seff moves from the outside into first place. Rick Brown runs in second. 3rd place belongs to the 90 of Ed Beatty out of Keswick in the Bose-sponsored black number 90 car. Bill Northam driving car number 85. Looks to the inside of Ed Beatty into corner number 3. Northam slows just a little, and up beside him now is the Performance Racing News sponsored Joe Millette car. The Trust Transport 47 machine runs in 5th spot on the racetrack, in beside the Bill Shackleton Remax Realty 85. First place, Joseph down the back straightaway has a 6-car length lead on the balance of the field as Ed Beatty and Rick Brown run side by side into corner number 3. In behind them, Joe Millette and Bill Northam run side by side. Frank Botto does battle with a 31X of Mike Horton, who is looking for some championship points here. The Mustang Saloon sponsored 31X car right in behind Frank Botto's 27. The balance of the field battles for second place as Joe Seff runs away with this one. It's Seff, then Ed Beatty, Rick Brown, and here comes Bill Northam. Northam drives up underneath Rick Brown and steals 3rd spot away. Bill Northam runs in 3rd now behind Ed Beatty. Joe Seff, Ed Beatty, Bill Northam, Rick Brown right in behind him. Rick Brown, and here comes Mike Horton, the 31X pilot from Dunnville, Ontario, off beside Rick Brown from Bradford, side by side into corner 3. Brown backs out just a little bit sooner, and Mike Horton steals away 4th spot on the racetrack. Mike Horton on his way toward the front now has in his sights Bill Northam's 85 car. It's still Joe Seff, Ed Beatty, Bill Northam, Mike Horton, Rick Brown, Frank Botto, Joe Millette's 47 car, and rounding out the balance of the field is the 24 of Scott Milne. Straightaway, still a half dozen car length lead over Ed Beatty, and has stabilized at that distance for the last couple of laps. We are running on lap number 6 now. 5 laps have been completed, 6 winning process. Into corner number 1, it's still Joseph, Ed Beatty, Bill Northam. Mike Horton has a little difficulty getting through corner number 2. It slides the 31X car sideways as he's trying to catch up to Bill Northam. The 85 car doing rather well tonight, a 2nd place in one of the heats, and now currently sits in 3rd spot on the racetrack. The Bill Shackleton Remax Realty car running very solid in 3rd place as he tries to track down Ed Beatty. Joseph, the Cunningham Racing Engine sponsored, the black number 1 car, sits in 1st place on the racetrack. The 2 black cars run 1 and 2. Seff, Beatty, Northam in the mostly black 85 car. It's got white sides and a tail on it, but still the top surfaces of the car are still black. Black seems to be a good color tonight, as black was a good color today as well at the Brickyard 400. Dale Earnhardt, the winner of the Brickyard 400 today. And the black cars seem to be doing well in our Sportsman feature at Mosport International Speedway as well. 9 laps now completed of our 20-lap feature. Now the back markers begin to play an important part as the 24 of Scott Milne drives to the inside of the racetrack and lets the leader go by. The 90 machine of Ed Beatty, the next to go by is Scott Milne as he stays out of harm's way. Beatty slides the car out of corner number 4. A bit of a push in the 85 car through corner number 1 costs him a little bit of running room between himself and the 2nd place car he's trying to track down. Bill Northam in the 85 machine slides it through corner number 4, trying to stay out in front of Mike Horton. The 31X car has moved up to 4th spot on the racetrack, just in front of Frank Botto. Botto now all over the back bumper of 31X, trying to keep up or maybe even go by. Through corner number 2, Mike Horton bobbles, and Frank Botto steals away 4th spot on the racetrack. Joseph, Ed Beatty, Bill Northam, now Frank Botto, and then Mike Horton. 1 through 5 down the start-finish line. Sepp into corner number 1 once again. Well past the halfway mark. 12 laps have been completed. It's still Joseph, Ed Beatty, Bill Northam. The 27 car with the telltale smoke into corner number 1. Frank Botto's machine has always seemed to have smoked on deceleration. We're not sure why, but it always does. And Bill Northam's car now is the one that's smoking. Bill Northam's 85 car goes up in smoke in corner number 4. I'm not sure whether he's got a serious problem, but it sure looks as though he does. Some smoke again from the back of the 85 car. As some people behind him slow down so that if there is a problem with that car, they're not going to get involved in it. The 85 machine slows on the racetrack and will come into the pits. I mentioned earlier, maybe I put a jinx on him. Bill Northam having one of his better outings tonight, and the car has failed him. The 85 machine in the pits now as he falls from third spot. The Bill Shackleton Remax Realty car with some kind of a motor problem in the pits, and I'm afraid his turn is done. Joseph is still our race leader. Ed Beatty still runs in second, but now third with a big challenge from behind. Mike Horton is back out in front of Frank Botto. Botto slides the car through corner number 1. Frank is on his way toward the front if his driving style is any indication. Frank Botto is driving the wheels off the 27 car. Now into corner number 3. Mike Horton stays to the high side, says if you're going to get me, you're going to have to match this pace. Whereas some drivers would drive to the inside and not let him have a line. Mike Horton, on the other hand, took a racing line and said, you're going to have to beat me on sheer speed. I'm not going to try to block your path. Frank Botto again slides the 27 car around as he tries to catch up to Mike Horton and can't do it. Frank Botto, with the loose number 27 car, has his hands full just keeping up the pace that Mike Horton has set in front of him. The battle for third place down the start-finish line. Seth has gone by. Beatty's gone by. Now crossing the line, the battle for third. Mike Horton and Frank Botto. 3 laps remain. 17 have been completed. Joseph has had this one in hand from the word go. Rick Brown started on the pole and will go a lap down if Joseph can catch him up. 2 laps remain now. That's all. Just 2. It is still Joseph down the back straightaway. This time around, the white flag stands at the ready for Joseph and the black number 1 car. Rick Brown's just in front of him. That car will go a lap down in a moment. The white flag comes out for Joseph. It's Seth and Beatty. Looking to the inside, Frank Botto with a gutsy maneuver doesn't get him in corner number 1. Mike Horton sees him coming but keeps up his head of steam. Mike Horton is still out front in third place. Frank Botto runs in fourth. Down the front straightaway, it's Joseph right in behind the 44 of Rick Brown. Rick Brown will be almost a lap down. And Mike Horton holds on for third spot in front of the hard-charging Frank Botto 27 car. Second place will go to the Bose-sponsored 90 of Ed Beatty, who ran a very solid race in second spot. First, though, goes to Joseph.
I'm with Andy Warburton, finished second in the street stock feature, the number 24 car, and I'm going to use your words because you said I'm only the first loser.
Well, that's right. I don't really like finishing second. First is where it's at, but we had a good night. We drove a good race, and I'd like to congratulate Graham. He did exactly what I would have done in his position, so congratulations to Graham.
Yeah, race car drivers, they hate to lose. They always want to be the guy first across the line. But I got to tell you something. 7th coming into tonight, you're climbing up the ladder after missing the first couple nights.
Well, I think we missed 3 or 4 point nights, so we're not in it for points this year. We're just in it night to night to do the best we can each week.
Well, you're doing a good job again. The defending champion from the 94 season, the number 24 car, is just as strong as ever.
Yeah, it sure is. Thanks very much.
Okay, Andy Warburton. We'll be right back with more of Mosport Speedway Thunder.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by Dale's Auto Center. For all your car's bumper-to-bumper mechanical service, stop by at the garage location at 1333 Thornton Road South, entrance from Terwilliger. Or if you don't have a car, drop in at Dale's Auto Center sales location at Ritson and Olive in Oshawa. Telephone 723-7787 for more information.
Feature winner again. Congratulations, Graham Brown, the number 22 car, that blue machine. Boy, you're doing a good job this year.
Yeah, we've been trying really hard this year. Like last year I had a really bad year, wrecking cars, not really having good luck. So this year we're trying to turn everything around and just take things easy, one day at a time.
Maybe you might want to add to that. Well, I wasn't exactly wrecking them. I just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time on some occasions.
Well, some of it was my fault, but some of it is just, it's racing, and that happens. So last year was a really bad year for me, so I'm just trying to make this year a lot better.
Well, honest drivers and fast drivers make for great drivers. Congratulations, Graham Brown. You're leading the points, and this is just going to help even more.
Yeah, this should help a lot. I had Derek finish back a bit further, but this should really help in my points lead. I'm just going to try and keep the lead, keep on going.
All right, good luck, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks a lot.
Graham Brown will lead the street stocks into next weekend, and we'll be right back with more Mosport Speedway Thunder.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by Van Hemmen Tires and Sales, dealers for Hoosier and General Tire. Serving the Durham region for over 25 years with great pride towards customer service. Located at 317 Hopkins Street in Whitby, or call 666-2121 for more information.
Third place goes to Phil Ross, one of the new cars here at Mosport this year, the number 57 car. Congratulations on a third place finish here tonight.
Thank you very much.
As far as the run's concerned, what do you think about the racing here?
I really enjoy this track. It's fast. It's I've raced on short tracks before, and this is a big change. It's clean racing. It's a lot of fun to be here.
You're going to be here from now till the end of the season?
I hope so. The car I'm driving is I'm driving for another fellow, and we'll probably share the driving, and we'll see what happens.
Well, it was a good job tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Jim, up to you.
The pace car leads the crowd around through corner number 2 as we await the white flag. We'll probably see it along the back straightaway, or perhaps the next time they come down the start-finish line. This is the final feature of the night as the fog has begun to roll in here at Mosport International Speedway. Due to the humidity and the gradually cooling air, no doubt, the 38 of Terry Robichaud from Whitby will start off in the front row of the field. Beside him, driving the number 33, is Darren Gillespie from Port Hope. The next row, we have Bev Frang from Acton, the 57 car. Beside Bev in the 34 machine is Al Thompson, the silver car. The next row of the field, in the 5th starting position, car number 63, Stu Robinson Jr., the Mach 1 Trucking Levine Truck Line and Jamco Trailers sponsored 63 car. Beside him, the Sony Custom Engines number 22 of Rob Milwain from Keswick. In the next row, another car to keep an eye peeled for. Car number 21 is Dwight Brown, the red number 21 machine. And right beside Dwight is the car that won both of our heat races for our super late models earlier on this evening. Car number 70 is Jeff Hanley from Georgetown in the Quaker State and Midas-sponsored number 70 car. Terry Robichaud leads the crowd through the fog at the exit of corner number 4 down the front straightaway, and here we go at Mosport. The final feature event of the night, 25 laps altogether. Terry Robichaud, the 38 car, takes over first spot. The 33 ducks in right behind him. The green and white 33 machine of Darren Gillespie from Port Hope. His brother Doug as well in the 32 car. A car is sideways. Joe Gonzalez spins the number 63 car into the dirt in corner number 3. Stu Robinson Jr. was spun into the dirt over in corner number 3 as he tried to cut down into the corner. There was some contact with the 93 car, and we are under yellow. Jr., the Mach 1 Trucking sponsored car, stops it along the pit lane. as the cleanup crew is headed over to turn number 3 to see if there's any dirt or debris been spread out onto the racetrack. We're under yellow as the crew goes to work on Stu Robinson's car, gives it a once-over, and I think they'll give it a clean bill of health and get him underway shortly. We'll be back with more from Mosport International Speedway.
Going down till the sun comes up. Any man of mine, better walk the line. So you better think twice, better think twice. Every time that you walk in the room.
We're proud to be the #1 Durham radio station. Durham's new Country FM, KX96.
11 machine goes up in smoke in the front straightaway.
After all the smoke has cleared, find out what happened in the latest issue of Performance Racing News. Each issue contains 2 sections, both filled with in-depth articles from international road racing to your local racing heroes. For more information, call 1-800-667-7223.
Terry Robichaud, the 38 car, will lead the field as we head back toward the green. Darren Gillespie runs in second. Third place is Bev Fring in the 57 machine. We're about to go racing, and on the back of the field, Stu Robinson and Joe Gonsalves, who, as the rule says, if you're involved in a spin, you start at the back for the restart. That's where they are now, and we're green once again at Mosport. Terry Robichaud is our race leader. Gillespie runs in second. Fring is third. Fourth place is Jeff Hanley, who is making his way through the field. Al Thompson closes in on the race leader as well, as we've got some cars mixing it up already. Bev Fring right underneath the back of the number 33 car. The green and white Gillespie machine runs in second place overall. Darren Gillespie, his brother Doug, is in this field as well, driving the 32 car. Now, here comes Jeff Hanley up beside Bev Fring, stealing third spot away into turn number 3. The cars are side by side. Fring drives to the high side of Darren Gillespie and almost makes it a pass. Gillespie gets the car sideways and bottles everybody up behind him. Terry Robichaud holds on to first place. Gillespie slides a little high. Here comes Jeff Hanley, 3 abreast in corner number 2. Hanley goes by. Gillespie gets squeezed. Fring gets by as well. Al Thompson drives up beside Gillespie. Bev Fring drives that 57 car harder into 3 than anybody else on the racetrack and now takes over first. Bev Fring is our race leader. Jeff Hanley follows him through and takes over second spot. Terry Robichaud slides into third. Now Jeff Hanley drives out of the corner and Bev Fring loses some ground over there. Holds on to second spot in corner number 3 though. That's Bev Fring's corner, there's no doubt about it. The 57 car runs in second spot. Terry Robichaud runs in third. Al Thompson is fourth. Here comes Rob Milway. Darren Gillespie on the high side into corner number 1. Tries to hold on to his position on the high side of the racetrack. Gillespie and Milway run side by side as the race leader runs away. Jeff Hanley is all by himself in first. Bev Fring runs in second. Third, the 38 car of Terry Robichaud. Here comes Al Thompson to the inside. The silver gray 34 car runs up beside him into the first corner. The Uxbridge native gets up beside Terry Robichaud. They run side by side through 2. Robichaud with a little better jump out of the corner. And now Thompson has to back out of it coming into corner number 3. Gillespie goes around in front of the crowd. Darren Gillespie's car number 33 spins. If he can fire it again and turn it turned around, will stay green. He stays and stays, and we're yellow again. Now we'll keep our eye peeled on Darren Gillespie's car and see whether he can get this running again without the aid of any kind of safety equipment. The yellow flag is out here at Mosport. We have concluded 7 laps of our 25-lap feature for the super late models. Darren Gillespie with a spin in corner number 3 all by himself brings out a yellow at Mosport. The cleanup crew is on the way. Darren Gillespie's car still is at rest over in corner number 3, obviously with some mechanical malady. Jeff Hanley is our race leader. Bev Pring runs in second. Terry Robichard will start from the 3rd spot at the restart in just a moment.
Caution on the track with the super late models. The number 70 car second in points. Jeff Hanley is smoking out there. He is tough to beat. In the pit here, the number 2 car, John Owen, has had a tough night all night long with the engine of his car, and he's just having a hard time tonight, and he's not too happy about it right now. We wanted to talk to him about it, but he's just a little bit too depressed right now to come. The points leader, John Owen, number 2, is out of this race. Second place, number 70, Jeff Hanley, is leading this race right now. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Roy Nichols Motors, serving Durham since 1922. Dealers of Chevrolet, Oldsmobile, and Geo Automobiles. Inquire about the good wrench service and free shuttle services. Step into the showroom located in Curtis, just east of Oshawa on Highway 2. Call 436-2222.
Leads the field through corner number 2. Right in behind him, there's a great battle going on for second spot. Dale Thompson is trying to get inside of Terry Robichard, does so into corner number 3. Joe Gonzalez gives him a whack from behind as those two cars come together. Al Thompson still runs in second. Robichard is third. Fourth place to the inside, the 93 of Joe Gonzalez. In behind that battle, and I mean tag team bumper car battle, we've got the 22 of Rob Milwain. Behind the Milwain 22 car, the other red machine out there is the 21 of Dwight Brown. To the high side of Brown is the 32. That's the Doug Gillespie. The other Gillespie brother in front of Darren right now, the 33 car sent to the back due to the spin just a moment ago. Jeff Hanley's running all by himself out in front, which has come to be the norm here at Mosport. Again, Gonzalez and Al Thompson come together down the straightaway. Thompson to the inside now, trying to hold on to that position. The second spot belongs to Joe Gonzalez' 93 car now. Jeff Hanley, Joe Gonzalez, Al Thompson, Rob Milwain runs in fourth. Fifth place, we got a car sideways into the grass over here. The 89 car of Reno Montanari goes around in corner number 2, as does the 32 of Doug Gillespie. Gillespie and Montanari come together in corner number 2 and bring out another yellow flag. We have completed 10 laps. 10 laps are down. Montanari and Doug Gillespie still remain stationary in the middle of corner number 2. We're waiting for the safety machine. The tow trucks are on their way to help get those cars running once again. We'll be back with more green flag racing. 10 laps have been completed. There are 15 to go here at Mosport International Speedway.
Skylight Donuts, serving your community with locally owned and operated drive-through coffee and donut shops, with 3 locations in the Bowmanville area, including our location at Waverly and Baseline. So stop in and see us on your way to the Mosport International Speedway. For more information of the closest location near you, telephone 623-0230. Skylight Donuts. This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is brought to you by Hammond Racing Fuels, official suppliers of racing fuels for Mosport International Speedway. For more information about the highest octane available for your race car, call 1-800-265-1732. Hammond Racing Fuels, proud sponsors of Mosport Speedway Thunder. Welcome back. We're still under caution. I have Rob Forsythe with me, driver of the number 25 car. Rob, just about, it seemed like as soon as we went back to green flag, you pulled off the track. What happened?
We've been having troubles with the car all night. It didn't want to hook up coming off the straightaways, and we weren't sure if it was the wheels breaking loose or the clutch. So I've been messing with it all night trying to get it to work. And just there on the restart, it was making some noise, and we brought it in, had a look, couldn't see anything, went back out, and just seems like I got nothing going down the straightaway. I think my clutch is let go.
Tough night. You're sitting 10th in points right now.
Yeah, we were really hoping to hang on to the 10th spot there. Actually hoping to get in a little better than that, but looks like we're going to have to wait till next time out to try.
Oh, well, tough break tonight. We'll see you back here. You guys have the weekend off next weekend, but you'll be back the following weekend.
Yeah, and I'd like to thank AC Personal Touch Auto Body in Markham, Dynamic Drive Shaft in Scarborough, Fred's Auto Clinic in Markham, and Budget Towing in Markham, and CRS Signs for helping us out with the car this year. We really appreciate their help. Saves us a lot of money.
Absolutely, and again, tough break tonight, Rob.
Thank you.
Okay, Rob Forsythe, driver of the number 25 Super Late model. We'll be right back with more from the Mosport International Speedway in a moment.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by the presenters of the Chrysler Mosport 500, a race-filled weekend at Mosport Park. See all your favorite IMSA races at Durham's fastest race weekend. For more information, call 905-513-0550. Chrysler Mosport 500. This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by Dale's Auto Center. For all your car's bumper-to-bumper mechanical service, stop by at the garage location at 1333 Thornton Road South, entrance from Terwilliger. Or if you don't have a car, drop in at Dale's Auto Center sales location at Ritson and Olive in Oshawa. Telephone 723-7787 for more information.
The white flag shown to the drivers on the far side of the racetrack means that we've got 2 more corners before we go green. Jeff Hanley is our race leader at the present time, and the most upset guy on the racetrack, I think, is Reno Montanari, the side of the 89 car. After that incident in turn number 2 was completely pushed in. Joe Gonzalez drives right up beside Jeff Hanley. Gonzalez gets it sideways at the exit of turn number 2, taps Al Thompson and puts him into the wall. Thompson bounces off the wall and rolls down the back chute. And we got 2 cars together. I didn't even see these 2 guys in the middle of the front straightaway. On the restart, 2 guys at the back of the field come together as well. I was watching the action over in turn number 2. Al Thompson spun the car completely around as Gonzalez drove right down beside the 70 car. Got in a little bit sideways, the 93 of Gonzalez that is. Tapped Al Thompson and sent him into a 360 spin right down the middle of the back straightaway. Thompson, I don't think, touched anything hard, but we're not sure. One thing we do know for sure is Al Thompson's 34 car has come to a dead stop in the middle of the back straightaway. So the flagman out the far side of the racetrack, and some members of the crew try to push Al Thompson out of harm's way and get him restarted. Thompson's back underway. However, on the front straightaway, we have the Nick Sinopoli number 99 car, as well as the number 50 machine of Tom Kudzilla, which have come together. We are under yellow once again at Mosport. We'll be back with a race start for you in just a minute.
World. Providers of a wide range of light truck and van accessories. Serving the Durham area with 3 convenient locations. In Oshawa at 1670 Simcoe Street North, in Pickering at 1050 Brock Road, and in Scarborough at 1498 Midland Avenue. Van and Truck World.
Down the front straightaway, we are under green. Once again, Jeff Henley is still our race leader. Joe Gonzalez this lap does not try a bonsai move into turn number 1, and we are still green. Hanley, Gonzalez, Rob Milwain runs in third spot. Fourth belongs to the 38 of Terry Robichaud, but maybe not for long, as he and the 90 car come together in turn number 4. Vito Michelli was the car in question there, as Robichaud and Michelli do a little trading of paint in turn number 4 a moment ago. Running right in behind Vito now, and the 32 machine driving right up beside him into corner number 3 is another one of the Gillespies who spins the car. The 32 machine, Doug Gillespie, a bonsai move like the one I mentioned a moment ago. Spins over in turn number 3. If he waits long enough, he will, and indeed does, bring out a yellow flag. And now, once he's brought a yellow, he decides to turn the car around. We are under yellow once again, this time around. A spin over in turn number 3 by the 32, Doug Gillespie.
This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is sponsored by Van Hemmen Tires and Sales, dealers for Hoosier and General Tire. Serving the Durham region for over 25 years with great pride towards customer service. Located at 317 Hopkins Street in Whitby, or call 666-2121 for more information.
Takes the green flag once again, and Joe Gonzalez is hot on his heels. Rob Milwain runs in third spot. Fourth belongs to Vito Michelli, and he and the 38 of Terry Robichaud in a pitched battle for fourth spot on the racetrack. Robichaud just in behind Vito Michelli at the present time. Right behind them is Al Thompson's silver 34 car, wearing a little battle damage from earlier on tonight. Still, the race is Jeff Hanley's. Joe Gonzalez runs in second spot. Falls off the pace just a little bit, about a car length into turn number 3 now. Terry Robichaud and Vito Michelli run side by side through 3 and now into turn number 4. Al Thompson tries to follow them through and does so. Al Thompson gets one of the spots back as he gets by Michelli. He's still in behind Terry Robichaud though. Al Thompson and Robichaud run nose to tail at the exit of turn number 2. A great battle on the racetrack there. Second spot, the 93 car of Joe Gonzalez. As they come down the start-finish line, once again, it's still Jeff Hanley in first. And again, over in turn number 3, spins all by himself, gets the car restarted this time. If he gets it turned around, we will still stay green if he stays out of harm's way. Doug Gillespie, the 32 car, spins in turn number 3, but this time keeps the motor running, and we are still under green. Gillespie gets all the way to the end of the straightaway before he loses the car again. The 32 machine spins and smokes over in the turn number 1. Contact with the concrete on the outside of the car has obviously split something. The cleanup crew is headed over to turn number 2. The 32 of Doug Gillespie, with 2 spins in the space of 2 corners, brings out another yellow flag here at Mosport.
Going down till the sun comes up. Any night of mine, let it walk the line. So you better think twice. Better think twice.
to be the #1 Durham radio station. Durham's new Country FM, KX96.
Into corner number 1, under the green once again. It's Jeff Hanley. Joe Gonzalez trying on the high side of the racetrack. Vito Michelli goes around in corner number 4. The car is sideways on the racetrack, and we are under yellow once again. Michelli spins the car in corner number 4 this time, and we're under yellow some more at Mosport. We have 3 laps to go. 17 have been completed. Jeff Hanley is still our race leader back under green once again. Hanley with less than a car length advantage over Joe Gonzalez's 93 car. Then it's Rob Milwane, Al Thompson, Terry Robichaud, Darren Gillespie in the 33 car, and rounding out the balance of the field, Vito Michelli and the 90 of Doug Schenkel. Flags come up, which means 2 laps are remaining. That's all if Jeff Hanley can hold off Joe Gonzalez for 2 more. Gonzalez tries him in corner number 1 and puts a little wrinkle in the back quarter of the 70 car. Gonzalez runs in second. It's still Milwane in third, Al Thompson, and the 38 car of Terry Robichaud. 1 lap to go this time. The white flag comes out. A car length and a half separates first and second place. It's still Jeff Hanley, Joe Gonzalez. Vito Michelli may figure into this one as they come through 3 and 4. Hanley, Gonzalez, Milwane, 1, 2, and 3. Al Thompson runs in 4th spot. Vito Michelli down the front straightaway just in front of the race leader. Here they come toward the checkered flag. The race winner is Jeff Hanley. The Castrol sponsor, Joe Gonzalez, machine finishes in 2nd place. 3rd will go to Rob Milwane's number 22. And that concludes another night's racing here at Mosport International Speedway. Don't forget, next week, we've not only got another great kind of racing here at the Oval, we, of course, have 3 days of IMSA excitement featuring the world sports cars with the Chrysler Mosport 500. Thanks for joining us tonight at Mosport.
Welcome back to Mosport Speedway Thunder. I'm with Jeff Hanley, winner of the Super Late Model feature, and what a feature race that was. Took a while to run. Did you think that the fog rolling in had anything to do with the moisture in the air causing some problems there?
Well, I think because of the rain, the rubber got off the racetrack, and it was just slippery everywhere you went.
But not for you. You were hooked up pretty good, but it was pretty close at the end there. You had Joe Gonzalez sort of breathing all over you there.
Yeah, he was running pretty good. I was pretty lucky it didn't go too many more laps.
So with the problems to the number 2 car, John Owen, tonight, do you think this is going to put you out into the points lead?
It should, because we were pretty close. I think we're within 25, 30 points.
Well, it was a good job tonight. You're off next week, so we'll see you back here in a couple weeks.
Okay, thank you.
Jeff Hanley, if you want to see this guy run, you got to come here and watch him race the number 70 car. He is fast. Good job again. Thank you very much. We'd also like to thank, while we're at it, the folks from Northern Truck Equipment and Terry Robichaud, driver of the number 38 Super Late Model, for the bucket truck services provided to the production of Mosport Speedway Thunder. We'll be back in just a moment. This portion of Mosport Speedway Thunder is brought to you by Hammond Racing Fuels, official suppliers of racing fuels for Mosport International Speedway. For more information about the highest octane available for your race car, call 1-800-265-1732. Hammond Racing Fuels, proud sponsors of Mosport Speedway Thunder. Welcome back to Mosport Speedway Thunder. I'm with Jim Martin once again, and wow, what a night of feature races we had. The fog rolled in, and I don't know what went on out there, but that last one was quite a doozy.
Oh boy, it was foggy everywhere, and I have a feeling it might have been a little foggy between inside some of the cars. Let's put it that way, because it was not a pretty race as far as the super late models. It was some good dueling going on out front. There's no doubt about it. Joe Gonzalez had a great race. Jeff Hanley ran another very steady, very impressive race. On the other hand, there were some other people in that crowd who had their problems, and unfortunately, the problems brought out a lot of yellow flags for everybody else and really slowed the pace of things down. We had some great racing out there tonight. Unfortunately, the last race I don't think was the best of the evening. However, we made it through another one. Another great evening of racing here at Mosport International Speedway, and next weekend should be fabulous.
Yeah, congratulations to all of our feature winners tonight. The super late models will have the weekend off next weekend, so we'll have the Thunder Cars, the Street Stocks, Modifieds, and the late model Sportsmans. On behalf of Jim Martin and the rest of the Rogers crew, I'm Glenn Butt. We'll see you back here at Mosport International Speedway next week.